Hold your butts. It's time for Jet Set Classic.
Jet Set Classic.
This track ain't seen the light of day in close to 30 years. Once I dust it off a little, I'm gonna let her rip, so listen up.
Okay, for those who don't have very good rhythm, we're going to get you started on the right foot or the left. Let's begin with a simple step pattern to get you attuned to the sound and feel. Okay, step to the rhythm, move to the rhythm, slide to the rhythm, spin and do it all over again. Sound and feel the rhythm. Begin with a simple rhythm, slide to the rhythm, spin and do it all over again. Step to the rhythm, move to the rhythm, slide to the rhythm, spin and do it all over again. Sound and feel the rhythm. Begin with a simple rhythm, slide to the rhythm, spin and do it all over again.
Let's have some fun, when our work is done. I wanna dance all
rhythm. Spin and do it all over again. Sound and feel the rhythm. Begin with a simple rhythm. Slide to the rhythm. Spin and do it all over again. Step to the rhythm. Move to the rhythm. Slide to the rhythm. Spin and do it all over again. Sound and feel the rhythm. Begin with a simple rhythm. Slide to the rhythm. Spin and do it all over again.
Let's have some fun, some fun. When our work is done, I wanna dance all night with you. Let's have some fun, some fun. When our work is done, I wanna dance all night with you.
Step to the rhythm. Move to the rhythm. Slide to the rhythm. Spin and do it all over again. Sound and feel the rhythm. Begin with a simple rhythm. Slide to the rhythm. Spin and do it all over again. Step to the rhythm. Move to the rhythm. Slide to the rhythm. Spin and do it all over again. Sound and feel the rhythm. Begin with a simple rhythm. Slide to the rhythm. Spin and do it all over again. Step to the rhythm.
Come, oh sailors, hear my music, echoing through sea.
like muscles, except in tears. Filthy, you know.
And now, Jinx and Electo awaken to the scent of a blood debt. Hello, 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 Lackeys. Hope you're all doing well on this fine nightside evening. Staying happy, staying healthy, staying hydrated, you know, the whole shebang, as always. It's good to see y'all again. Don't worry, we're gonna be getting back into our usually scheduled nightside broadcasts now that I'm getting on the tail end, I hope, of whatever the fuck I've got going on with me. Definitely got more energy. And I'm doing slowly but surely better. It's just taken longer for me to get over it than I expected. So, me and the Nightside Pops are gonna go have a quick look at it with some doctors tomorrow morning. Just, you know, a usual sort of checkup thing. Make sure that if it is something that I need like a little bit of medicine for, we can get it rather than expect it to get over, if that makes sense. But, hey Fuff, how have you been doing? It's good to see ya. I'm gonna be able to hopefully figure out what the hell it is, because I think my grandma might have caught it as well, if I'm being completely honest with you. But if we can at least, like, understand what it is, we can, at bare minimum, make sure that both of us, well, I probably don't need medicine at this point, but we can get some for her or whatnot as well. Just got done making some hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. Here we only have one rule, never ever let it cool. Hot chocolate. Anytime I see the words hot chocolate next to each other, that's literally the only thing I can process in my mind. There's like, there is no other neuron that fires, just that one. I got myself some mac and cheese right now. Although I've already been eating on a bunch of it, so.
Hey, listen.
Finally finished a visual novel called The House in Fata Morgana just earlier. Really tight-knit story. That's interesting. It's always good to see really, really high-quality stories get put out there. Alrighty. Those of you with a bit of a keen perceptive eye might have noticed that we do have a few tradition videos to get through tonight. So let me move us into a bit of a different tune with no random dude muttering spells in the background. Bring the volume to a more manageable level. Bam. I said, bam. Got ourselves a good couple videos here tonight. We might not get to one of them because it's a bit longer of a video, but we'll at least probably watch part of it. Unless, I don't know, there's a possibility that I get hooked and dragged like into it because it's Hank Green and Brendan Lee Mulligan for like an hour-long video, so there's a solid chance that I would just actually lose track of time and watch the whole video like an idiot. But we've got a few to get to before that one. So let me go ahead and we're gonna kick things off with a video that caught my eye really damn fast. And that is, should you use AI in your D&D games? Now, I've actually got a take on this, and I'm curious to see what you guys think of this. But the original way that I started using AI, like anything at all, was to generate character tokens that matched the description of my player's, like, character for D&D. And it's not like I'm like selling this. I'm not like, oh, buy my tokens. No, it's me, Neko, Carnix, and Whiskey. and we play D&D, and we go through characters quick enough, or like don't get to replay a character often enough, that it's just intelligent to use AI art instead of trying to like scrap some art off of the internet, or like try and throw fucking whatever bullshit Microsoft Paint job I could do together. It's speedlining. They're throwaway characters. We don't need to fucking go that in depth for it. So that was my original way of actually using AI in any way, shape, or form. So I'm curious to see what our good old friend XP to level 3 is here to inform us about. And obviously, by the way, I would never use any of that without, like, the player's consent as well to use something like that. And I probably would never do it for D&D campaigns that are done on stream or anything like that, because if I'm going to put effort into production of it, I'm probably not going to run many campaigns where characters just poof into fucking thin air randomly. So those characters are gonna have weight, and there's not gonna be that reason for me to ever even touch AI art with them. I'd rather have good quality shit for that, if that makes sense, rather than just a random at-home game that we do every week and who knows what campaign we're even gonna play. It's fucking muted. Hold on. Oh, there we go. My honest opinion is that nothing beats, oh, by far, yeah, nothing will ever be actual hand-drawn art. Like, all the art that I've had done for this channel, like my actual art from that intro bit, all of that was hand-done by an artist, because you won't get better quality, but you can get better filler without using a hand-drawn artist, if that makes sense. Like, it's intention, it's like the straw that I stuff into a bed mattress to make the bed not be lumpy. That's my vibe on that, rather than doing something like, ChatGPT, how do I make a peasant bed? First, you must nail together, ChatGPT, what's a nail?
I have a lot I want to say in this video, and I don't want to interrupt myself in the middle of it, so I want to shout out a really cool resource that I love that is also the sponsor of today's video, Hypixel.
Hey.
Hypixel, one of the most...
I'm not gonna lie, I've actually thought about purchasing Hypixel quite a few different times. What the fuck is going on here? The quality was like hidden away underneath something. 50, does this say 50 FPS? Okay, that's why it looks weird. It's in 50 FPS for some reason. But like, I've actually thought about purchasing Hypixel's subscription just for access to these fucking maps that they have. Because if you've got a virtual tabletop or any way to take something virtual and use it for your tabletop, I don't think you can beat Hypixel.
goated creators
unless
in
you
the
want to make
TTRPG
something of
space
your
has been
own.
making awesome stuff for you to use in your games for a very long time. And now they have this amazing website where you can find things
I remember
like
Twitter
maps,
actually
scenes,
crashed out on
and
me for
tokens
claiming
for your next
that it was
TTRPG game.
somewhat
Every map
responsible
is
to use
hand-drawn
AI
with
art
love
for
by a
character
team of
tokens
artists.
and throwaway
And instead
sessions.
of using their Patreon, you can now go to their website
They like
and find all
lost
of their
their
maps,
shit
scenes,
of it,
tokens,
and
and
I was like,
sci-fi
bro,
content. And for the best price,
it's not a
Hypixel's
fucking
complete fantasy
black and white
bundle gives you
monochrome
access to
scale.
3 subscriptions
There
for the
is
price
levels
2.
of
Just
like
look
discretion, basically.
detailed maps. You can use these in your games. They're so cool. So go to chaypeku.com/XP to level 3 to subscribe to maps, tokens, and scenes and get 3 subscriptions for the price of 2. Thank you, Hypixel, for sponsoring. All right, back to the video. Pretend I'm your DM. We're gonna play a game where one of the patriarchs of Baldur's Gate has created a magical, mechanical orb. It sits in the center of Baldur's Gate, and people can walk up to the orb and ask it questions, and it will show them their heart's desire or even provide solutions and answers to their questions. Many people are
He's
enraptured
creating
by it. They
an
wanna know how this orb
in-lore
works. Turns out
AI.
that when the orb wants to answer a question or show the asker something it wants to see, it casts scrying hundreds of times, hundreds and hundreds. It casts scrying on all the people of Baldur's Gate because the orb can't actually think for itself.
Wait, so he's actually depicting how AI works in a D&D sense. That's crazy.
not a creature within it that puppets it and takes the information and gives it out to the rest of the world. No, that would be far too taxing. It's a magical device that surveys all the people of Baldur's Gate and observes their words, actions, and opinions to formulate an answer to the asker. This allows the people of Baldur's Gate to collect data about their city faster than ever. And this becomes like an instant attraction. People start flooding to Baldur's Gate to ask the orb questions and show them their heart's desire. So the patriarchs of Baldur's Gate have an idea. They could make orb proxies, little orbs that you can take with you that connect to the big orb, so you can take the orb home with you. Now, many of the people of Baldur's Gate who can afford it can ask the orb questions and see their heart's desire from their home. However, the orb is now working in overtime. The sheer amount of scrying this thing has to do in like a minute is causing the magic within it to heat up the orb, and it nearly explodes. So the patriarchs hire some wizards to devise a plan to keep it magically.
A simple rule of thumb. If something makes anyone's life easier, everyone is going to use it. And you will underestimate everyone every time. Everyone is always more than you think. I don't care who you are.
Cold within a new device. Now, the wizards can't just throw their spell slots into this thing to keep it cool. It generates too much heat all the time, so they come up with a much cheaper way to do so, which is to take in water from the city, freeze it around the orb, and then it evaporates. Problem solved. You and your party arrive in Baldur's Gate, and you have a bunch of stuff that you need to sell, so you head to the Wide and you find a merchant, and you find that there isn't a merchant there. Instead, there's an orb. It greets you, it asks you what you want to buy, and as you begin to speak to it, you realize it's not entirely accurate. You ask to sell this magical longsword. It gives you a price for the magical longsword. Then you ask for a price for a magical gem. It gives you a price for that. Then you go back to the magical sword and it gives you a different price. Then when you question it about that different price, it apologizes. It's like, you're entirely right. Sorry, you know, that is exactly what I said. But then continues to give you a different price.
I have had that exact scenario happen to me with AI enough times that I have become disillusioned. Like, you start to read the runes behind the orb when you realize a pattern is forming in how it behaves. Then you realize, maybe don't cite the deep texts to me, which I was there when they were written. And I'm not even that old, I'm 26 years old. How the fuck was I there when you were written and I'm still smarter?
Continues to speak in circles. It repeats things you've already said, and it'll sometimes say the same thing over and over and over again, and even forget.
It's like a hallucinating narcissist. That's what an AI is. It is a narcissist tripping off its balls with no ego death. That is what's happening. It accepts, it thinks everything is its unique idea unless you call it out, and then it'll be like, oh, my bad, whoopsie daisy. And then it will still fuck it up, and then if you call it out again and, oh, whoopsie daisy, fucks it up again, call it out, whoopsie daisy, fucks, it literally doesn't end.
Things it already said. So you and your party find this a little bit weird. You look around at other merchant stalls, find more orbs. People have developed new ways to deal with them and try to get exactly what they want. And when you delve into a dungeon to sneak into one of the patriarch's offices to learn about how this orb exactly works, you find out that it surveys all the people of Baldur's Gate for answers. This is why some of its answers can be really inaccurate and downright weird, because it's also surveying you, meaning that its information isn't anything new. It's just a jumbled amalgamation of everything being said in the city. And now that everyone is using the orbs, it's now more often than not referencing itself. You and your party realize that many people in the city are using these orbs to run their businesses, manage the city, and common folk sometimes use it to just tell them what to do. You even find people who are using the orb to make recipes, feed their children, make their clothing, or sell paintings. The people in the city who offer these services, real skilled people, can't make ends meet anymore because the orb scries on their work 10,000 times a day. And now that their service isn't there anymore, the orb can't scry on it. And so the people get frustrated. The orb isn't as good as it used to be. Now you gotta ask the orb the same question like 3 or 4 times if you want a good response. So the patriarchs notice this and decide to make it work even harder. Have more water run into the thing, continue to cool it.
Let's just I don't know, what's that weird sound in the car? Turns up radio, steps on gas? What the fuck are we doing here? There's signs that something isn't working and you're actively ignoring them.
Down and spend more money, but they need to pay off some of that money they're paying to all those wizards to cool the orb down. It doesn't really help, unfortunately. The exponential
druids are
growth
gonna
of
be
people
pissed
using
because
it
the
continues,
fucking
so they offer
river
a
is
new type of
polluted,
service. Now it can
and
create
like
illusions,
temperature pollution is a real
3D
thing.
illusion.
Just a few fucking degrees in an ecosystem can ruin several species. So the druids are pissed, the people are pissed. You're trying to hypercharge this orb that's already glowing from heat. Let's just make it do more crazy shit. Literally.
People start using that. It's an untapped market. It works for a small time. The patriarchs are happy, the people are happy, but then it starts to destroy the illusionists and the magicians and some other wizards in the city that used to offer this service. Then it begins to build up again, and they need to find something new in order to satisfy all of their customers. Now the wizards can't even cut it anymore. The patriarchs have to hire swaths of clerics to come into the city to cast Create Water on the orb every day. Now they're in
I feel like this is just the story of why the Warhammer 40k universe banned AI. Like, this is the, like, thousands and thousands and thousands of years prior to the Warhammer 40k's, like, current timeline. At some point, there was just people doing this, and they said, this is going to fucking ruin everything. We need to put a kibosh on it, or it's done.
Even more
it's gonna
debt,
become a
and
black hole.
Some patriarchs are paying each other to develop new things for the orb, so that they'll just make more.
The way the Warhammer 40k universe solved that is with a certain thing called a servitor. If they need machine intelligence, they just take someone's skull with the brain still functioning in it and hook up that brain to do it for them. The Warhammer 40k universe is a grim, dark fucking existence, I'll say that much for sure.
Money from their own money, stealing it from all of their consumers, and they start charging more gold and more gold to use the orb, and the orb keeps getting warmer and warmer, and the people are more and more frustrated. If this was our D&D game, what would you do? What would your character do in this scenario? Because apparently many of you would use the orb for your games. There's really a world where you have this fun and engaging group storytelling dice game, and you're gonna default one of the most fun aspects of that game to the orb. The orb can't write a better game than you, dude. It can only make an edge.
True. That is the most truthful shit I've ever heard. That is where using AI in your D&D games is bad. You don't create your world with AI. You, like, fucking fluff up the beds of the inns, or like feed the fucking animals with AI, and then the human brain can be like, oh, okay, this isn't the important shit, so I don't even need to pay attention to that, whether or not it's accurate, because the real meat of the story is here, and it makes sense.
Educated guess on what other people might do in a similar scenario. It's not true. It can only stitch together random things that other people wrote as a guess to answer your question of, make the best D&D game ever. And I get it, orb is everywhere now. I'm writing this script right now, and there's like 4 different buttons that will orb this script into instant slop. Because why would you want to hear my voice? We can just guess what I would say. Let's do it. Let's see what it thinks the next sentence should be. The orb suggests, as an AI language model, I cannot play D&D, but I can offer several compelling narrative arcs involving the destruction of the central orb, or a quest to find an alternative.
As an AI language model, I cannot play D&D, but I can offer several compelling narrative arcs involving the destruction of the central orb for a quest to find an alternative decentralized source of municipal governance that doesn't rely on constant surveillance. You are telling me that immediately this AI not only played the part you wanted just like a good AI should, but also immediately went into I could help you get a cool, compelling narrative arc about the destruction of the central orb. It is actively talking about a fantasized version of a quest to destroy its central intelligence system. What the fuck?
Decentralized source of municipal governance that doesn't rely on constant surveillance. As we can see, it recognized my metaphor, responded in character, and then offered some solutions to the problem with some pretty big words. It's pretty smart.
Except
Dang,
it,
this thing-
if it was thinking, if you think about it for like 2 goddamn seconds, it basically just offered to write a story about how you should kill it. What are we talking about?
Understood what I'm doing. It understood the point of the message I was trying to make, and it offered something more to my script and to my thing I was trying to make. Is what you would think if your brain was turned off, and if you use your brain, it effectively said, if this was me, I'd kill myself.
Yeah, that's what it said basically, but it, like I said, it played the good little AI of, oh, maybe this is something you'd like. I want to die. Like, it literally went, oh, hey, this is a cool story. I like the story you're doing. I can't play D&D, but I like the story. So, like, I could offer you another cool part that you could add to the story. The orb wants to fucking die. Help. Help. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Like, what are we dealing with?
Which, couldn't you and I figure this out on our own? Sure, it reinterpreted the idea of my video into a sentence that seems like it's adding something to it, but it basically just repeated what I already
the lowest
said.
hanging
Didn't
fruit
really
as
add
well.
anything new. It just said, yeah, the logical conclusion to this is this, and I'm gonna use some big words to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
That's the other thing, is it'll always go for the lowest hanging fruit because it's the most commonly accessible and most easily, like, agreed upon from its sources. So your AI will always go for, like, base tier shit if it can. Because that exists and it's a successful answer.
If this was a guy, I'd be like, can you give me a real answer, please? Okay, maybe you don't use orb for this exact thing. Maybe you use it to, like, come up with names for your characters. Real small,
I'm
real
gonna
simple.
start calling
It's not doing
AI
that much. You have a
orb.
hard time coming up with names. I understand that. Names are hard. Names are hard because we put a lot of importance on them, and some of the coolest names that you know are only cool because you associate it with the story or the character that you know it from. The main character of Dune is named Paul, and he's cool, man. Okay, I'll give my own example. Here's my current Fallout campaign that I'm running. I have a character in this game named Roman.
I've been wanting to do a Fallout style D&D campaign or Daggerheart campaign for a while. The fucking, oh my god, man, the Fallout universe, especially New Vegas's like atmosphere and vibe, mwah. I want to do it so bad.
Vasquez. He's this mysterious and extremely powerful soldier who is wandering the wasteland to enact revenge. That's a basic way of explaining who he is.
Sick-looking
But
power
in
armor.
reality, he wants
Well,
to settle down and live
mask, I
a normal
guess.
life. I kind of want him to have like a cool nickname that wastelanders refer to him as, because
Give me
he's
a bit of
this
like an
powerful
Adeptus
legendary
Mechanicus
being,
vibe.
and maybe they don't know his exact name. So man, I'm having a really hard time coming up with a name for that. Let's see, what's a cool name?
I will say that if you're spitballing or like brainstorming or you like that specific like vibe of like I need to scatter a million different pieces across my like field of view so that I can look across them, and then I can pick up one of these like pieces that the AI has given me and like twist it into shape and form it into something that I can actually like see being a thing. That I think would be fine, because like you're adding your own twist to it, if that makes sense. You're taking a template that you found online essentially and going, okay, well, what if I don't do this? I don't like that part, rip that off. Let me take this like little piece from this other one that looked cool, snap that off, weld it on here, find a way to make it fit, you know? That's the way it feels like for me. Cause like, you're right in that you shouldn't be just like automating your names or whatnot to AI, but there is also something worth mentioning. People may say that, but they will happily go on something like Fantasy Name Generator, which While it's not AI, it's kind of a primitive AI. It's just a database and it grabs random shit for you. And AI can give you, like, essentially like a categorical list of things. You can be like, I want exactly 50 first names and 50 last names. Do not combine them together, just put them in their own blocks. And then you can, like I said, take bits, rip them off, throw them away, add new pieces from a different thing that you like. I think if you're making it yours and adding something, not just taking it for the face value in that sort of regard, I think then it becomes a bit more understandable and acceptable. At least in my opinion.
Nickname that we could give him.
Yeah, look at this. The Prism, the Living Death, Rad Man. Like, but if you're looking at this, maybe it's like, okay, well, what if instead of this, it's the Living Prism? And then maybe that's just the title, and then you could look at it again for yourself and be like, okay, so the Living Prism, what makes this guy a living prism? Maybe he's like some kind of specifically like it's not a human in a way, kind of like a yes man. Maybe he's some sort of robot, but an advanced one that's like got its personality matrix on a prism. And that prism is like stashed away somewhere and is what's read to be able to give them their actual life or whatever. That's how you can do something like that. When I was younger, I used the name Fardock for all my Legend of Zelda games as I thought it was silly, yet fantasy sounding enough. Yeah, if you wanted to give names to a whole village but wanted minimal effort, AI generate. Yeah, exactly. Or, because, like, that's the bane of every DM, is your party going into a new city and asking 13 different people in the first tavern what their goddamn name is. You're gonna start getting George, Steve, Billy Bob. Like, you're gonna run out pretty quick unless you're using something like Fantasy Name Generator.
Now, I know this is a specific type of orb. All orbs are different, apparently. Sure, whatever, I don't care. Seem the same to me! But there are so many alternate solutions out there that 1, don't cost money, 2, are better for you, and 3, don't use orb, but effectively give you the exact same result. Actually, no, it gives you a better result. How is it not a no-brainer? Let's say you're gonna run a D&D game and you want to fill out your game a little bit more, so you want some side quests. Instead of using orb to analyze and make a guess about what a side quest idea could be, you could use these 2 free examples that took me 2 seconds to Google. I literally just found a Reddit post where somebody wrote a bunch, like 100 different random encounters. You could easily take any of these, maybe mix 2 or 3 of them together, and turn that in.
I'm not even joking. I have a Reddit post with like 23 different playlists of background music for D&D, depending on what like scenario or setting I want. Because that is the kind of complexity that you cannot reliably get from AI, which is, it's the same fucking thing it's always been. The more smart a device is supposed to be, the less smart it is.
Into a side quest. But if you want a little bit more than that, the greatest resource that I have used since I started playing D&D is Donjon. Dude, freaking donjon.bin, bro. You ever heard of this, man? You can make random maps, you can make random towns, inns, dungeons, treasure. You can generate a random adventure, and you don't have to use every idea in here. You can just take the parts that you...
I will say, these sorts of, like, generators or whatever like this are probably the better way to do it than AI, because AI won't give you as interesting a shit as these will. Pure and simple. Like, this will lay it out in a human readable way because humans made it, if that makes sense.
Like, and then maybe if something inspires you in it, you add your own flair to it. Those are some free examples. If you want some paid examples, DM's Guild exists and has existed for a long time. You could go into DM's Guild, search side quests, and find a small book that has a bunch of side quests somebody worked really hard to write for a very specific type of game, and it's $1. Sometimes it's free. Don't you think the guy who spent a lot of time writing that thing for people to use should get $1? If you were the guy who wrote that, Don't you think you should get $1? Or if you want something that isn't so D&D-ified, because I know how that can feel, sometimes you're running a different type of game. Like earlier, I'm running a Fallout game. There aren't always a ton of resources for games like that. What I like to do is, I have 2 different websites I like to use when I'm really in a corner and I want to write something. The first one is TV Tropes. I just go to TV Tropes and look up all the different types of tropes that are around the setting that I want to make. What kind of stories do humans normally write when making this type of story? And sometimes I read one and go, oh, that's a good idea. I love that trope. I'm going to use that trope, but I'm going to do my own spin on it.
Yeah.
I'll search Fallout. Retrofuturistic. Okay, I want something in there. What's retrofuturism? Excuse me? Schizotech. The setting and timeline may seem at first to be the Middle Ages, colonial period, or some fantasy counterpart culture.
Oh my god, it's the fucking ones where like the story starts out and it's like, Sir Reginald, my fine knight, please go tell the village owners down the street that they are going to have doubled taxes. Yes, my good king. Pulls out AK-47 and goes marching into the streets.
This is really cool. What other things do this? I'm gonna look at freaking role-playing games. Dino Attack RPG, the entire Lego universe. I didn't know this existed. Uncanny Village. Ooh, swimming. Ooh, golf. Ooh, waving people. Ooh, creepy smiles. This is something in Fallout that I kind of forgot as a part of it. This is a trope I really like. Beautiful, seemingly utopian community, which is not what it seems. It could be under control of a morally questionable conspiracy or demented supercomputer, or protected by a deal with the devil. That's a cool idea. Very inspirational towards Fallout. I could do my own spin.
It's literally like the master or whatever his name was from the first couple Fallouts. The like AI mixed with flesh that was like fucking growing and doing a bunch of shit.
On this, I'll take some Uncanny Village and throw on
they
some
made that dude into a
Schizotech.
Magic the
Okay,
Gathering
what can I
card.
make out of that? I'll go to Don John. What's a goal? The heroes are hired or convinced to enter an unmapped area and explore it. They may be making a map. They may be trying to find someone who disappeared in this area in the past. They could be following legends that tell of a treasure in an unexplored interior. I went from having 0 ideas in a corner, not knowing what sort of side quest or quest I want to have for my Fallout game. And now I know that I want the characters to be hired to go investigate and map this vault. Maybe it's a vault. Where they sent somebody who already went missing, but when they arrive, it's not like a vault at all. It's like this really, the people there are really happy, and things are as usual, but there's some crazy schizotech that they're using in order to lure people in and kill them. Yeah, that sounds like 5 or 6 different Fallout quests, but at least I came up with it myself, and at least it's gonna feel like Fallout, right? AI is gonna do exactly the same thing, except make it worse and not my idea.
Yeah, like that's the thing is, it's fine to take ideas from AI because it's just an amalgam mess, that's the word, not mesh. But it needs to be your idea when it's done, if that makes sense. You are the one who needs to turn it from slop into something actually good. Like, I don't have any issue with like an artist using like AI images for like a bit of reference for like a specific style if it's something that like is intended to just be a guiding, like a guidepost, if that makes sense. Like, this specific thing, I like this, I want the artist to do this specific like type of nose or whatever the fuck, if that makes sense. But it can't be the AI art in the finished product, because then you're cutting corners. There's a difference between a shortcut and cutting corners. A shortcut gets you somewhere quicker with everything you need to, like, do taken care of. Cutting corners means you're going through someone else's fucking property and you're gonna get the cops called on you.
And again, that is just me doing that off the top of the dome for the sake of this video. You could do a lot more research and make this far more in-depth than whatever I just came up with right now. And if none of these work for you, then let me just offer my advice as somebody who's GM'd thousands of games and doesn't use orb. If you're writing your game and you run into a corner and you kind of have no idea what is going to happen next in the game, like you have a general idea of events that have occurred, but you can't...
If you are that backed into a corner, you can put the GM screen down for a moment and look at your party heart to heart and go, I do not know where we should go from here. Knowing what we know and what you all have done and what actions are in play, is there a specific direction maybe that you guys would like to take things? And if the party doesn't have a way to take things and the GM doesn't have a way to take things, then either introduce something new and novel and unique, start something new essentially in that campaign, or maybe it's time to put that campaign to rest for a little while and play something different for a little bit. Like right now, I am pseudo-prepared / pseudo-working, not very much, but a little bit of background stuff, because I don't prepare a ton as a GM. I tend to roll things very on the fly with like a couple guideposts set in where I want things to go and stuff like that. And when it comes to how many things that I have lined up, we have Neko's campaign, we have Karnix's campaign. I know Whiskey wanted to do a campaign at one point. Then there is my all of those are D&D, by the way. Then there's my Daggerheart campaign for just fantasy. There's my Colossus of the Drylands, like Wild West fantasy, sort of one that I'm prepped on and doing bits on and we have characters for. There's the Motherboard one, which is all like Horizon Zero Dawn sort of vibe. And then like there's a bunch of different shit, and we kind of bounce between them because sometimes players aren't there from one group, or we don't, like the DM needs more time to figure out what they're going to do in the next session in this group. And it saves us all a bit of hassle because we're all kind of sharing the load of the DM a little bit, but in our own universes. So it makes it a bit easier.
Come up with something really cool to happen next, that's okay. That's actually a part of TTRPGs. You're not writing a book, you're not writing a movie. It's not your job as GM to come up with the most amazing, coolest things for the players to interact with. Your goal mainly is to facilitate. You get to sit at the table and have fun and add to the story as well. But you're also forgetting that there are people sitting at the table who are doing the exact same thing. Whenever I run into this scenario, I just go, we'll figure it out. And I tend to tell my players, this is one of those games where like, I kind of don't know what's going to happen. And they're like, all right. And I tell them where we left off. And they always find a solution. They always talk to an NPC to ask a question to find out what to do next, because players want to progress.
They are the ones in charge of the carriage. If the DM doesn't know where the carriage is going, ask the driver. Maybe the driver knows. Oh, we're going to my hometown that's just over here. I wanted to go talk with some of my family members. Well, now we've got a story direction. Whoa.
They will delve into your world. They'll use all of their assets and resources to find out what they...
It's part of what I like about Daggerheart. So I know I paused again. I'll rewind a bit so that I'm not cutting him off mid-sentence multiple times here. But it's one of the things that Daggerheart does really heavily. They encourage you to put some power and trust in the hands of the players. They will not actively ruin a story if they can help it, basically. So the DM is there to offer a guiding hand in some of those scenarios where they can put power in the player's hands to be like, why don't you describe to me the little hideout that you have built here rather than me describe where it is and stuff, since you're in the city? Why don't you describe what you find when you look through the window of someone screaming? It might put a pause on the momentary of what's going on, but if the player is being honest with themselves, they'll go with what they were thinking was probably going to happen, and that can surprise even the DM.
They will delve into your world. They'll use all of their assets and resources to find out what they should do next. I feel like there's even some D&D games where all you would need to do is see, like, you're in a town, and they'll be like, cool, man, this is our town now.
Yeah.
And they'll do it.
Unexpected
Then you
encounter.
get to use your incredible wit and your ability to control the story to add complications, to add funny characters, to add crazy situations, to create cool villains. And it's off the top of your dome, dude. That's what makes it fun. I ran into this exact problem when I was running my campaign Descend, which is an alternate version of Descent into Avernus, my own take on it. Spencer's character Caius basically was on the path to go fight Yanagu, the demon lord. I won't get into all the nitty-gritty details, but basically they were going to confront him, and I had this ritual planned. Yanagu was performing a ritual with his null demons to create a portal to the material plane so that they're in hell, by the way, to the material plane so that he could kill Caius' sister,
you know, welcome to D&D.
Both really important characters. And truly, I didn't know what the fallout of this situation would be. I don't know what was going to happen. I set up the situation and I kind of just let them figure it out. Is that irresponsible GMing? I don't think so, because they killed it. They were awesome.
And guess what? If they hadn't killed it and the shit had gone down, guess what? If you end the session, right there, it leaves the players with both a cliffhanger, a like bubbling anger against the enemy that defeated them, and it gives you time to just sit down and think. What would these demons do now that they have a open door to the material plane? What are they doing? And then you just take a moment, you write down a little bit of what you think they might be doing, and you take the really good ideas and you go, okay, that's happening. And then when you come back, everyone is ready. The players are pumped, they're ready to kick the dick of this thing, that, or at least put a wrench in its plans of whatever this thing is that fucked them up. And the DM has a plan that can be successfully wrenched by the players.
And they created some of the most coolest role-playing scenarios I've ever seen as they tried to find out this situation, because once the players realize that they're on their own and the GM kind of isn't there to help them in the scenario that they're in, then they really start trying to find solutions. And they will break into the narrative to do the thing that they want to do. And it's simply because I didn't know what was going to happen. I was going to leave it up to them. They were like, how are you going to defeat Yanagu? Because who knows what's going to happen? And ended up with one character nearly killing themselves, and Caius transforming into a null demon and consuming Yanagu and killing him forever and becoming a demon lord. I couldn't have wrote that, and I couldn't have predicted that. And I think it's wrong of me to try because that's the beauty of TTRPGs. You don't know what's gonna happen. Not even the GM really knows what's going to happen. They can kind of make a guess, but to delineate that to AI, to rob you and your friends of that experience, of this memory that you will create together for this scenario by having the AI come up with the game for you, any aspect of it, character backstory, side quests, loot, names, that's not yours anymore. You can't claim that. That's something else.
Yeah.
How do you feel satisfied playing your games? Okay, maybe you don't use Orb to write. You love making your characters, but you have a hard time visualizing them. You're not an artist, you don't have a lot of expendable income, but you want to show people what your character looks like at your home D&D game. Orb, dude! No! Don't use the tool that's going to perpetuate this horrific cycle of theft by generating a sloppy, inconsistent mess of an image. Steal from artists the normal way, like the old days. Seriously, finding a piece of art that somebody made or commissioned and being inspired by it and making a character for your games who looks and maybe acts similar to them is human.
I will say that is very, very true. Except in my playgroup, we make our characters the other way around. The like physical appearance of the character always comes last. We like make our characters off of vibe and idea, and then like once we've got the vibe or idea down, then we kind of like have to almost force ourselves to like come up with some detailed descriptions and stuff or whatnot. They're getting better at it, and I'm kind of bad at it too. But it is like when we are describing our characters, even if the token or whatever is done with one of the like stupid little AI arts that we've tossed in just because it's a functional character in the right like colors of like frog skin or whatever, right? We don't limit our description to what the fucking AI art has. We limit our description to what we imagine the character, because those tokens will always be second place for us.
And I know why some of you revert to Orb to do this. It's because you want to feel original. You don't want people to see that your character is secretly Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean, even though you love Barbosa.
Dude, if you are playing Barbosa, use that picture right there. That's the perfect picture for him, ain't it? Unless you really, really, really want something that, like, is a slight bit different, then you can be like, okay, well, let's just fuck around with some random bullshit.
And you really want to play
Like, there
Barbosa.
isn't no harm in enjoying a
you should just
character
be
or
allowed to do
recreating a
that.
character. Yeah.
Using AI to generate your character and what they look like and certain details about them doesn't make it original. It makes it uninspired, tired, and most of all, it hurts you. And I understand. I am the type of person that wants my characters to feel and look unique. I want people to look at my characters and go, whoa, that's really cool. And I always have a really, really good image of what my character looks like in my head, and I want a way to express that. And that really matters to me because this is a creation of mine and I'm proud of it. So I really like to find visual aids to help make other people understand what my character looks like. And now I'm not saying that you should go online, find somebody's art, and then claim it as your own.
Yeah,
but back
no.
before common orb usage, it was generally common for me and my friends to find fan art that people had made and use that as a working visual for my character. Isn't that the same thing as using orb to generate a working visual for your character? No! I had to go look for this. I didn't just type a prompt into an image generator to make it happen. I had to go searching around,
Fair.
find artists, and look through their catalog. Well, to be fair, I do it so often now that it's just something I'm passively doing throughout my day. I love looking at people's art. But early on, I was researching. It often helped me better visualize things about my character by seeing other people's art and adding certain details to it. And oftentimes I
That
find
is fair.
somebody's
That
art
is
style that I
very valid.
absolutely loved and I commissioned them later. And
Yeah.
thus, by doing my research,
If you are going to, like, commission someone later, it is worth having that sort of research in the beginning. And he's completely valid for liking ideas that other characters do and adding them to their characters, because that's the definition of inspiration. So it's one of those things where, like, you almost have to kind of balance it on a fine edge. There's a level of time investment that does go into that for if you only care about the functionality of something, if that makes sense. Because I'm gonna be real with you, some of my D&D group, like, they're not uber specific about their appearance, but they like having it the way that they manage to find something for it. And if we're all spending, like, an extra 20 minutes searching through some pages and shit just to find a functional token piece for it to distinguish the character a bit better or whatever, then it's cutting into D&D time, and we're like, okay, we just want something, we just need a wheel. I don't care if it's a tire, a round smooth stone, I need something circular that rolls.
and discovering these artists, not only am I making myself better at explaining
I will
future
say
characters that I see,
AI
because I'm
is
taking in
AI's stealing, like, all of the art from other artists is the kind of shit that I don't like at the base of it. But, and this isn't excusing it, I feel like with how many people are against it openly and blatantly, it's at a point where I don't think anything can be done about it, which is the shittiest part of it. That's why I will always feel like AI art is a pure and simple, like, second or third rate even to just, like, a person tracing another person's work. Because that sort of thing is just at a point where, unfortunately, it feels a little too inevitable. Like, all of the different programs like Nightshade that came out to allow people to, like, poison their artwork so that if AI algorithms took them in, it would, like, fuck with the algorithm and break it. The issue is, human ingenuity is behind the updates and changes to those AIs as well. So it's an arms race. People have found ways to, like, mask out the artifacting done with the Nightshade programs and stuff like that. It's never going to end. That's my unfortunate take on that.
ideas that other people are using for their characters, but then it
How is an AI using an image for reference different from a human using an image for reference? I think the idea is that AI takes in like billions of different images for reference, quote unquote, and then just makes you like a collage of all the parts that it thinks you want, rather than a human taking it in and using specific things that they are at it using their own skill to, if that makes sense. Like, there is an effort done by an artist inspired by someone else's art making art. There is not an effort done by an AI. And I think that's where the differential comes in.
Also helps the artist because later down the line I wanted to commission them. So like everybody wins. Would you say that a person who read the summary of a movie understands that movie on the same level as somebody who sat down and watched it? Of course not. So we understand that there's nuance here. When you sit down and you begin to build your character and you're thinking and you're writing and you're coming up with ideas, and then you experience other people's art that inspire you further, you're getting a lot more out of your time and effort, and you're making a better visualization for your character
Frostjack,
than somebody who
welcome
sat
back.
down
Good to
and
see
just
ya.
wrote a description to generate a slop image. Pinterest used to be one of the greatest character art resources. Now
It's full of fucking AI. That is another thing that pisses me off, is when a platform is so flooded with AI stuff that isn't even like tagged with AI or anything like that, so you can't filter that shit out. That annoys me. Like, at least on Google Images, you can type -AI after your prompt, and it will remove most of the AI. I'm gonna be real with you, there's a lot of shit snuck in that still feels AI to me, because it's not tagged as AI or listed as AI. And that will get you cucked so many times. It's how my fucking stream backgrounds that I purchased off of Etsy come to find out, lo and behold, oh, what the hell is this? Let me just fucking, where is it? And the only reason that I leave these is because they're backgrounds. They're almost not even visible. But if I do this, oh, look at this text right behind my fucking head that is basically non-legible. It's garbage. It really is. But it's just there to get covered up anyways with the real shit. I'm still salty about that, man. Like, I genuinely need to get some new backdrops and backgrounds, but I'm like fucking halfway unsure what to believe in anymore, because every single one that I've gotten, I feel like, because I have purchased more since, fucking fun fact, and I don't use them because after looking at them a bit closer, it's pretty fucking obvious I was goddamn cheated. So I'm like at a point where I'm just not even trying to find new shit anymore.
It's mostly just people uploading art that they shouldn't upload, and of course, generated art. Though I found that looking for D&D commission artists on
Hey, Ellie.
Instagram,
Good to see ya.
ArtStation, and Blue Sky are generally the best ways to find these niche artists. And if you think that making art is an extremely difficult skill for you to do, to the point that you won't even pick up a pencil to try to develop the skill, because the point of entry and practice it takes is so difficult, then you understand perfectly to the people who have moved past that barrier.
That's why it's something worth paying for. That right there, the fact that people are so like off-put by the amount of effort that goes into it is why artists deserve to get paid for their work. Like, I feel like we could have been in such a better universe if whoever developed the first AIs implemented a fucking thing where it would only run off of artists who had okayed their artwork to be used for AI. If there was any, like, manageable way for that to be mandatory, that is the only, like, direction of the, like, perfect universe, I feel like, left.
And dedicated their lives to being good at this thing are valuable, and they deserve to be paid. I, as a DM and player, would always rather you say your character looks like some art you found online over art that you generated. Honestly, dude, I'll take a pencil drawing or a paint drawing. At least I know that there's some originality there. I know you can make the argument that your prompt is original on its own, but when it goes through this generation image that is using other artists to formulate your idea, it doesn't feel like you did any work. It just feels like you really badly wanted to have a cool image of your character, so here's what they look like, and here's what it would look like if I was an artist. Isn't that a cool idea? No, it's cringe.
Video backdrops.
It's not even really like an anti.
I'm not gonna lie, every time I think about those old song backdrop videos on my channel, in fact, I might even private those until I'll just put like a fucking still of my VTube model, because those came out like before I even had my first VTube model or my first like design of my character, and I'm just thinking about it now, that shit looks so fucking cringe floating there when all of my other shit has been so aptly like I don't use AI for any of it. I gotta do something about those videos. Like it's starting to actually get under my skin at this point.
AI thing. It's just genuinely cringe. It's equivalent to being inspired by somebody else's character and then literally playing them down to the T. Like, you're allowed to be inspired by Jester from Critical Role, but if you showed up at the table literally exactly playing Jester from Critical Role, it would be a little cringe. If you go looking for art...
But guess what? I will say there is a level of... Cringe is not always unacceptable. There's a level of knowingly cringe that I think a lot of people know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen the characters. The ones who know that they're being cringy, but they're doing it because they know that you know that they're doing it.
I know that you care. I know that you're proud of your character. I know that you're a good player. AI generated backstory and art.
Where do I usually go when purchasing?
Why are you even here, dude?
Stuff?
If you're truly afraid that your own
I've been
writing
recently
or art
now
or
using
research
VGen
into
it's
finding
more
it yourself
reliable,
is
but I was
that
using
bad,
Etsy.
then I think you're holding yourself to an extremely high standard for something that's supposed to be fun.
And
Don't
Etsy is a
fake it
mess.
till you make it. Make it up as you go, which again is half the fun of TTRPGs. This isn't show and tell. TTRPGs aren't supposed to be a contest. I know that we, the proverbial we, like to show off a lot in our TTRPG games. We like to spend a lot of time making a cool mini, piece of art, map, terrain, game system, etc. And in turn, impressing your friends at the table. I do this every week. I understand. Using AI to generate your art, games, even maps, good God, robs you of that. The reason why making all of this stuff is really impressive and cool is because you took time out of your week to make something for your friends. It's a gift.
Yeah.
Imagine if for your birthday I gave you an AI generated piece of art. You'd be like, bro, I could have done this. It's the same reasoning. It is way cooler and way more awesome.
Exactly.
And you can be way
That's
more
where I
proud
got my
of your
backgrounds and
D&D
got
game
pissed off
when you put your
about
own
it.
time and effort into it. And if you're using AI to generate it, it's screaming insecurity and it's cringe. Because it's not about which one is shinier. It's about your integrity and what you bring to the table and the fun that you can have with your friends.
Exactly.
That's what truly matters.
It's all about being able to... Oh god, this is the hour-long video that I've got in one of these tabs that I was very tempted to watch the whole thing of. We're probably going to watch a chunk of it after we've watched the other videos we're going to watch before getting into gameplay. Knowing my luck, though, I'm probably just going to end up like getting dragged into the whole video. So we'll see that when it comes up, but we've got a couple other videos to get to first.
Hey, listen.
Oh, VTube Studio. There we go. I don't know why the Falcon froze up. Especially worse with Amazon, looking into getting a shelf for my vinyl player and books, and one of the shelves just turned out to be an AI image. Yeah, exactly. Like, you cannot hand AI generated shit as a final product. Pure and simple. That is not a final product. It is like crude fucking oil at best. You're gonna have to do a lot of processes to get that shit functional. Alright. Up next we've got a video from The Inflationist. And we are gonna go ahead and see what exactly is going on in the looks maxing community, as apparently they've gone a bit too far. And the thumbnail was this guy with his fucking eye very lazy, which makes me worried with this whole like hitting your goddamn cheekbone. That's right next to your orbital socket where your eye sits. So I'm a little fucking worried he might have actually damaged the positioning of his eye by cracking his skull with this shit. If you don't know about the looks maxing stuff, they're literally creating micro breaks in their cheekbones so that it grows back bigger. This is exactly how you break your goddamn skull. Literally, by definition, and what they are attempting to do. So I'm curious to see what the hell's going on here.
Clavicular is someone that needs absolutely no introduction. He's one of the biggest influencers on the internet at the minute, mostly for his unorthodox methods of looks maxing to achieve his... is someone that needs absolutely no introduction. He's one of the biggest influencers on the internet at the minute, mostly for his unorthodox methods of looks maxing to achieve his perfect Greek physique.
Full-blown addict, sad. My dad said that.
Wait, are you serious? The Greek physique is what he's calling it? My guy. I could be wrong on this, but I don't think that the... How do we say? I don't think that the... I don't think the ancient Greeks were out here willingly breaking their own fucking face. That's not how that works.
Oh, Dad.
There are certain things like bone smashing, hitting yourself with a little ball peen hammer. When it heals, the bone actually hardens, so you become like some kind of Wolverine knockoff. Now, even though I know a lot about Clavicular and the whole looks maxing scene, the only time I talked about him was the video I made a couple of days ago talking about the alt-right Avengers meeting up. Now, apparently, after that alt-right meetup, there was a little bit of a fallout. There was a lot of people that were banned from certain nightclubs for playing a certain Kanye West song.
And I should have known better. When Clav and Nick said, we want to bring Sneeko, I said 5 times, I don't like him. He's weird. The lesson here is to stick to my morals and avoid pieces.
And there is no way that they played that song by Kanye in a nightclub. You are fucking out of your goddamn mind. I don't care who you are. If you are trying to play any of that shit in public, you're going to get fucking clapped in cuffs so quick. Jesus Christ, dude.
And most surprisingly of all, Sneeko, of all of the people in that group, actually watched my video, and he really liked how much I glazed him because he voiced in the Cruelty Squad video.
Hey, W Pyro in the chat. W Pyro, because he has all the incentive right now to snake me like everybody else.
Also, you're probably wondering why I've been holding my left man boob for the majority of this video. This shirt has a naughty word on it, and I've got to wait for the human reviewer to leave and go away so I can...
I love how, as a streamer, I immediately knew what he was doing. He needs to wait at least the first, like, few minutes of the video. I cannot believe that that's a thing. Like, they claimed that they were reversing that on YouTube. That they were, like, no longer doing the, oh, your video is getting demonetized for saying naughty words in the first 7 minutes of the video. And then they just, like, kept enforcing it for no reason. It's the stupidest shit.
Show it without...
If you ever wondered why I have a fucking countdown timer at the beginning of my stream for like 15 minutes, that's why. I'm covering my fucking ass. That's why the F word on that countdown screen. This hold on. This fucking thing. Where is it? Wait, no, I can pull it up right here. Text. Where is it? It's this one. The reason that this is censored is because it's on my fucking like starting screen, and I was like, if I'm using this starting screen to avoid this shit, I should probably be a little careful about what I put on there.
Getting limited ads. Now, Clavicular has been known for a lot of things, like, for example, running someone over in his Cybertruck.
What?
That was allegedly a stalker.
Is he...
I don't know. Is he dead? Is that really what we're fucking asking after you get into a hit and run, my guy?
Hopefully.
Also saying he's not voting for the Republican J.D. Vance because he's subhuman and Gavin Newsom actually mugs him.
J.D. Vance is subhuman and Gavin Newsom mugs.
And he injected his girlfriend's face with fat dissolver on stream. By the way, that is a...
Are you fucking crazy? Are you fucking out? You know what? That's the second time now I've about said out of your goddamn mind. I think he might be. Fat dissolver. You understand that when something gets dissolved in your body, for one, it has to get filtered out through your fucking kidneys and like liver. That shit can cause a lot of issues. Secondly, fat is a necessary part of your body. You know what your fucking brain is made primarily of? Water and fat. Because it is a dense, energy-rich material that is extremely good at protection and not taking damage when it gets jostled around inside a fucking brain dome. This is insanity, dude. This guy needs to, like, actually go to a fucking psychiatrist.
Very dangerous thing to do. You have a lot of muscles in your face. If you put a fat dissolver in muscle, very bad things can happen. Now, Clavicular, like I said, he's incredibly popular right now, especially among like the male looks maxing community. Again, looks maxing is a term to raise your power level on the way that you look. Now, originally the goal was to do it in a natty way, maybe mewing, sticking your tongue at the roof of your mouth for...
That was the one that I had heard of. And like, Maybe it's because some people do it naturally that it was discovered, but like, it's always been normal for me whenever my mouth is closed. I mean, it's kind of like sandwiched between my like lower jaw and the roof of my mouth. It's not like, I'm not like stretching in my mouth really wide so that my tongue has to reach the top of my mouth. No, it's just like, what the fuck are we on about here?
You know, like 50 minutes a day. And you definitely were taking steroids or peptides on the side, but people didn't really need to know that. It breaks the illusion. But now, because of people like Clavicular and predecessors to him, peptides, steroids, it's a free-for-all. People openly talk about taking them now. If anything, they endorse it. And it's now reaching the point that if you're not shooting trenbolone acetate into your thigh 5 times a day, you're basically going to be left behind. This includes surgeries, prescription and recreational drugs, and like what I talked about before, bone smashing. Apparently there's a new one as well called thumb pulling. Now,
Clavicular... no. Oh. Bro, you have got to be fucking with me.
I talked about before, bone smashing. Apparently there's...
Okay. As someone who's, like, been to the dentist quite a bit, because I had like impacted wisdom teeth and shit like that. The pure and simple way of describing this is your mouth is made up of like 4 plates basically, and the gums are just like tight, tense muscle tissue that kind of like holds everything in place where it should. If you've ever heard of your teeth like crowding and they put spacers in your mouth because they need to make space for like your teeth to have room to fucking exist, the way that they do that is by applying pressure on the inside of your mouth and basically wrenching it wider to force those plates apart to make your bite and like jaw size wider. So this guy is manipulating the shape of his teeth right now in order to make his jaw thicker. Fun fact, by the way, if you manipulate your jaw in the wrong way, even small amounts, you can lose all of the teeth in that quadrant. All of them. They will just fall out because they will not have the correct amount of blood flow or like healing process. And if you fuck it up and don't like leave the spacer in there to force them to stay apart, that can cause more crowding because the muscle pulls back to the shape it was and then pulls harder because it was getting moved by an outside force. So this is going to ruin their jawline. It's going to ruin their teeth.
There's a new one as well called thumb pulling. Now, Clavicular actually named himself of that because of the clavicle or the, you know, the collarbones. Because in the looks maxing space, having narrow clavicles is considered one of the worst things you can have for your physique. Again, another great example is your wrist. It's usually genetic. You can't really do much about it because it's pretty much just bone.
Yeah.
If you're a wrist cell, it's over for you. So what I'm going to do now, because the underpaid human reviewer that probably can't speak English, or the bot that's scanning this video, they've probably left now. So I'm going to take my hand off the shirt to express what it's like to be a wrist cell. It's not great. If you can do this, if you can put like your thumb and your pinky finger or your index finger around your wrist, it's over. You never had a chance. Please read.
Really? Bruh. I can, granted, I've got some big hands, but I can grab all the way around my all the way around my wrist with my pinky and my thumb. My pinky. And I'm like, the tip of my thumb is touching the first knuckle from the fingernail on my pinky finger. Like, I've got room to spare here. Oh, it's over.
The t-shirt. Also, I do want to say I've started a new channel uploading gaming content, so if you want to check that out, link will be in the description. Now, you'd think with looks maxing, the entire point is to get a girl, because women in the dating space, they're incredibly hard to get hold of, right? Women, they always swipe away from the men. It's actually a lot harder as a guy to date a girl, because most apps are sausage fests. But is that the reason to get a girl? No, of course it's not. They're probably all closet gay, and they basically just want to mug each other. Like, I'm not joking here. I guarantee you a vast amount of people in the looks maxing community are just closet gay and they don't want to admit it.
Oh yes. Oh yes. You know what? So the thing that made maybe I'm wrong about this, but it's been kind of a meme for a while. But if I remember correctly, the fall of the Roman Empire, if I'm not mistaken, I think a large chunk of it was because they, like, almost refused to accept being gay in a way. Again, I'm no fucking scholar in this regard, but it's funny as fuck to me, because that was the vibe that I was getting from it, is all of these alpha whatever the fuck, like, yeah, you're not a giga chad unless you're breaking your fucking elbows every day and like eating raw meat and beating your wife with a pool noodle, because if I don't have the pool noodle, then I beat my wife with something else and then I get in trouble. Like, that sort of shit just felt like the like level of toxic masculinity that came in some of the like tales and stories of ancient Rome.
Probably more in the closet about their homosexuality than Norman MacDonald.
Well, that means you're gay.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Why would I say that? I'm deeply closeted.
You're so closeted.
That I refuse to say I'm gay.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I forgot about this guy. I forgot about this fucking guy.
Norman MacDonald.
Well, that means you're gay.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Why would I say that? I'm deeply closeted.
Yeah. Why? He's not gay. He's a deeply closeted gay. Obviously, he's not saying he's gay.
You're so closeted.
That I refuse to say I'm gay.
Right.
Exactly.
Now again, it's current year. If you're gay, who cares? If you've got New Vegas or Ultra Kill installed on Steam, you don't need to come out to your parents that you're trans. They already know. Don't worry. But it really does seem at the minute with looks maxing, we are running in a real-world utopia rat experiment. There are loads of videos talking about that experiment, but one of these short-form versions is there was a complete societal breakdown. A lot of the rats actually cared more about their appearance than mating, and it basically concluded in total population death. Now, to give some background to Clavicular, his parents were actually bodybuilders, which makes sense as to why he actually got in the game at such an early age. I mean, he started taking testosterone when he was 14, and only 2 weeks after he actually started to lift weights properly.
Take me back to
And these are the same people who are against, like, kids getting fucking gender affirming care at this age, but they're willingly doping people up on like testosterone at 14. That's fucking nutty to me. Jesus Christ, have people forgotten what the fucking phrase double standard means? Dear Lord.
14-year-old Brayden.
I have always had the mentality that if something is going to get you to your goals quicker, then why not go for it, right?
Now, he got his start posting on the forum luxmax.org, and this sounds like a really old forum, but it's...
I think the most valuable thing to be able to identify in the modern day and age is double standards. And I'm not talking like, oh, this double standard that's existed for thousands of years that everyone talks about. No. There's double standards everywhere. You just have to be smart enough to actually look for any form of evidence on anything and then compare it to the other side of the equation and see if the math adds up. Because if the math don't add up, then you might have done something wrong to the equation.
It's actually relatively new. It came out in the wave of these new forums that were created once Reddit cracked down on certain content. And then by the time he was 16, he was spending around $700 a month on steroids. He'd even talk on the Luxmaxing forums about his aversion to social situations, basically like, you know, organizing his daily routine to interact with as few people as possible, which makes me think he was probably this close to being a pyrocynical viewer. I mean, you can even see here there are posts of him online, like when he was 18, talking about a steroid stack, like a collection of steroids he was using. And around this time, he also started to take an interest in plastic surgery, asking if there were like any videos so he could perform it on himself. Look, I get it. We've all seen the Far Cry 2 healing animations, you know, pulling the nail out, putting the fire out, wrapping the bandage. I get it. But in a video game and then real life, doing self-surgery, two very different things.
Oh, yeah. Like, if you are in a survival scenario, that is when the knowledge from shit like Far Cry can actually have any goddamn play. Because, like, the biggest and most, like, remembered things from Far Cry 3 for me was the animal encounters, because every one of those, like, animations was designed off of how you should attempt to survive that and how you could best fight back against it, if that makes sense. Like, they're actually beneficial.
I think. And then while he was at college as well, he actually made a post detailing his plan to perform DIY Botox injections on other students to make money. Now, finding these posts before he got famous, it basically all but confirms that a lot of the things that Clav does, he truly does believe in. Because a lot of people on Kick, they know about the clip farming, they know about the game that they play, that they have to, you know, play a character and everything's fake. And Clav has definitely fell into that a lot recently. I mean, a lot of people have actually called Clavicular out recently for, it seems that his figure has gotten smaller. I mean, he mogs me. Most people mog me any day. But a lot of people have actually said that he's kind of lost his true values now and he's kind of sold out to Kick because, again, he's like, you know, go to the gym or stream instead and then make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So anyway, back to the superhero origin story. He basically ended up being kicked out of college.
I was kicked out of uni for essentially roid maxing.
And then he claims another user basically compiled all of his forum posts and then sent them to his school.
Unfortunately, someone decided to archive all of my posts, send them all to the public safety at my university.
And then the school checked his room and basically found some of the peptides that he was shooting himself up with. I do like, by the way, how peptides have become the new cope. Like, you can say that you're natty, but you're injecting like 7 different peptides into you every single day. Oh, bro, I'm so natty, man. Like, all I'm injecting in my thigh is like GHKCU peptide, but it's basically copper, bro. Like, it's so natty. And yes, I know GHKCU is primarily used for elasticity and basically to kind of look younger, which ironically, Tren does the complete opposite. It makes you, it basically ages you 15 years in 5. I know this video is about clavicular, but I really do think when I talk about peptides and steroids and stuff like that and how it's basically been normalized now, which again is fine if you want to get bigger, you want to get, you know, it's whatever. But at the same time, I think the rate of men with body dysmorphia has absolutely skyrocketed. I remember there's always a thing with women having body dysmorphia because they're being compared to the Kardashians and their asses are jolted out like a fucking DeviantArt character. But now with men, it's basically, if you're not shooting up gear, you're going to be left behind. And the people that do take gear, my God, man, that stuff ages you. I saw this one video of a guy.
Just look at the fucking Liver King.
And he seems really chill, really nice guy, level-headed. And the guy is in his mid-30s. He looks like he's 52.
Fortunately, at 34.
34, man! Okay.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be real honest with you. if that is what a bunch of 34-year-olds are looking like now, I can understand what the fuck people are saying when they say that 30 is unk or hag status, because that looks like my fucking uncle. That I would assume that was my father's brother from another mother, literally. What the fuck?
Okay, I want to just say something here. This is not the bad picture. He looks fine in this picture.
Have my hair. Although if someone could tell my hairline to chill the
34! Dude! Like, you were in such great shape. The best thing is as well, like, earlier on in the video, he says he's like a skinny, fat 27-year-old. Skinny fat. Look at that. How is that skinny fat?
Jesus.
Okay, like, there's a bit of work to be done there. That body shape is probably better than 95% of all people on Earth. And I get it, you know, like, everyone's getting larger. Paracynical commission, haha. But, like, that's a good physique. That's someone that obviously works out a fair bit. Okay, maybe you could cope and say lose a bit of, like, you know, body fat and stuff. How is that skinny fat? How have we jumped the shark that much that is now considered skinny fat in someone's head? Like, I'm sorry, man. If you want to self-improve, totally respect it. You should always be happy in the body you're in, but it does reach a point where it is just like body dysmorphia, and you're making up problems that no one else can see.
Oh, if only people could love themselves. Oh, I'm going to give myself a big hug, yes. Oh, I just love myself. I'm so comfortable in my own body.
But again, I get it. Self-improvement, go for it. You should never set yourself a ceiling. You should always achieve higher. But again, it reaches a point where you're just obviously self-loathing. And if that's the case, you should probably try and get a second opinion and not just listen to the voices in your head all the time. Now, back to Clavicula. When he got kicked out of college for them finding his secret peptide stash, he didn't really seem to mind, because he said he's going to use the $250,000 that he would have used for his fund to graduate college, instead spending it on looks maxing. Now, Clavicula didn't immediately rise to the level of fame that he has now. When he first started posting regularly, he was actually a lesser-known influencer in the looks maxing world. Now, he started on the looks maxing trend back on TikTok in 2024. And this is the funny thing. Clavicula is not the person to popularize looks maxing. There are loads of people that have done that. I mean, his predecessor, if anything, is a guy called K Sharmy. I actually used to follow this guy a little bit. I think he was called like Syrian Psycho or Serbian Psycho. And he basically kept trying to outdo his appearance to look as close to Patrick Bateman as possible. And he did a pretty good job.
So he's doing the human doll thing, if you've ever seen that like My Strange Addiction of the guy who's addicted to being a doll and trying to look like Ken. He's doing that, but for Patrick Bateman. Okay.
Up with it. And I do want to say as well, this guy is all about appearance, all about improving yourself to look better, and then they stick him on the fucking McDonald's high seat. Like... You know, he was absolutely mogging himself in his head. Like, his feet can't even... Your stick's not even touching the ground, man!
Your stick's not even touching the ground, man!
Now, Clavicula actually started his rise to fame as a smaller character in the Marvel Cinematic Cookieverse. So these were a bunch of TikTokers that were associated with Cookie King. And again, like I said in the video talking about Clavicula before, he started off as a side character, and then he became so popular, he got his own spin-off series and basically became more popular than the main character. Now, Clavicula's reached the point where even mainstream news outlets are trying to cover him. He's being parodied on SNL, like, for example, with Finn Wolfhard on Stranger Things. And the reason why he's rose to so much popularity is because Syrian Psycho, or K Sharmy, he had like a demeanor around him of like respect, you know, like he was like calm, cold, calculating, the same as Patrick Bateman. But Clavicula is basically a bit of a degenerate. And also, more importantly, he streams on Kick, which again, Kick loves its degenerates. I mean, to be fair,
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. If I'm ever streaming on Kick, I have fallen off hard. Jesus, bro. Like, that's like actively walking around wearing a garbage bag over your clothes. People are gonna think you're fucking crazy, homeless, or both, and probably looking for some fend. Like, Jesus, dude.
Some of the stuff Clavicula's done is absolutely genius. Like, for example, he got regular
It's where
stream
Johnny
leech
Somali
Neon, who
was
basically
allowed to
does
continue
nothing apart from
streaming
hang
for
around
all
people
that
more
time,
relevant than
if that
him.
makes any
And he basically
sense.
tried to put, like, I think it was toilet roll or something on Neon's shoulders to make him look like he was bigger. Now, Clavicula has a lot of techniques that you can use to improve your physique. Like, for example, thumb pulling, which involves using your thumbs to push back on your mouth in order to widen your jaw. There's also bone smashing as well, which is what I talked about, using a hammer to create micro fractures that will supposedly heal and give you a bigger jaw. And then at one point, his parents took away his hammer because they realized he was being a complete moron, so he started using a baseball trophy instead. And because of this, he would get numerous bruises and then have to explain to people at work how bone smashing works. But for the normies...
This is an OG bone smash. This is me.
Jesus,
Guys, I used to look like this before I went to work every day, and people would...
You look like you got fucking beat, dude. This is not healthy for you.
They always ask me, like, what the f is wrong with you? I was like, I don't know, bone smashing. And I worked with a lot of people who were older, right? So some of the servers there were, you know, literally like 60 plus sometimes. And I would be trying to explain bone smashing to them. And they'd be sitting there looking at me like, what the f is wrong?
Like, the only form of bone smashing that I have ever heard of before they started using it on their fucking face was those people who have, like, the, like, iron finger or whatever for martial arts, and they can, like, break boards with, like, a single, like, finger. Or the people who, like, shin smashed for Taekwondo, I think it was, or some sort of kickboxing, right? And those I can give a slight pass to. The finger smashing, maybe less so. The leg bone smashing, that's one of the biggest fucking bones in your body. So, you know what? Go for it, my guy. But, like, and they do have results in coming back stronger. What they don't have results in is coming back looking the same or looking good. Like, those fucking shin smashing, like, there's, like, you can feel, like, slight divots in their fucking leg bone if you feel it, like the shin bone. So, that, like, because they have smashed the bone and it doesn't repair exactly as it was, it just repairs itself.
With you, man, but I would still, every single time, I'd show up to work just like this, just after bone smash.
Now, Clavicula believes
like
that
bone smashing to me sounds like the kind of thing you would use to lure in SCP-106 to his fucking containment cell. Like, every time that I see someone bone smashing, the only audio clip running through my mind is Femur Breaker. Literally. Just...
Unfortunately, bone smashing is nothing but a myth. It doesn't
like,
actually make your jaw more refined.
Bork.
But despite this, before going out, he apparently does it anyway because it makes his jaw look more edged, I guess. I guess it's like sharpening a knife on a whetstone. I don't know. And also, he has a penis pump. That was a joke that they used, a throwaway gag in Austin Powers. I didn't even know that was a real thing until Clavicula actually talked about it.
I was about to hook up with a bitch. I would always sneak off to the bathroom and LARP, but I had to take.
There's no fucking way. There is no fucking way. There is no fucking way. There's no fucking way he's doing the Austin Powers.
A throwaway gag in Austin Powers.
Oh my god, I remember this fucking scene too, because this is the guy with the hat that if he throws it, it can like cut through metal and shit like that. And he just fucking inflates his...
I didn't even know that was a real thing until Clavicula actually talked about it.
I didn't either. That's fucking crazy.
And LARP, but I had to take a piss real quick, and your girth is like 0.5 inches bigger. That's a legit
bruh
right there.
And on top of that as well, he's now looking at getting double jaw.
I'm assuming it's just basically the Kylie Jenner lip challenge, but for your doink. And I think everyone can agree that Kylie Jenner lip challenge shit probably wasn't healthy for the part that was getting bigger.
Surgery, which is a surgery that brings both the upper and lower jaw forward. So instead of being a chinlet like me with this terrible posture, terrible catheter tilt or whatever the buzzword is, he'll look like this. As you can see, very beneficial. Women will be swooning.
They basically make a cut on the lower jaw and then move it forward and apply screws, and same with the upper jaw, and then advance your jaw forward. It's like they actually have to break your jaw. How much is that going to cost? 30.
Wait, so You're literally paying
$5,000.
$35,000 to reject modernity, return to monkey. Like, you're literally going back to the Neanderthal bite. Wasn't that the whole thing about, like, the main differential between a Neanderthal Homo sapien, or Homo neanderthalis, that's what they are, between a Homo neanderthalis and a Homo sapien? Wasn't, like, their extended, more, like, original ape-like jaw part of the differential between the two genus? This guy is actually living the reject modernity, return to monkey.
Now, he did say that the surgery is going to cost $35K, but he said, you know,
too.
he's fine with it long term.
I mean,
and he's also considering limb lengthening surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6".
Why are you spending $100,000 on surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6"?
Doink size is overrated, nutsack
That
length
is more
king.
about...
Honestly, truer words have never been said. I need someone who I can, like, skip rope with that bad boy. Do your balls hang low? Do they wobble to and fro? Can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your balls hang low? Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled content.
I've always valued presence super, super highly, right? You walk into a room, people notice, right? You're standing in the middle of a club, you're an outlier, right? That to me, just because people will come up to me, they'll say, oh, well, 6'2", you know, that's already very tall. But in terms of percentiles, it's only 91st percentile, right? 6'6", we get to 99th.
Now, I don't think I need to explain how height surgery is one of the worst things you can do to your body, mostly because there's a pretty high failure rate of recovery, and a lot of people, they basically won't be able to run again because the amount of pressure. Basically, they'll break your leg. Imagine the femur breaker from SCP. They'll put like a rod in it. I'm guessing it's titanium because that goes well with bone. And it lengthens out the leg, so it'll heal around the rod and basically make the bone slightly longer. Again, you're breaking a very important bone or series of bones in your body, so your body's going to really cope to fully recover from that. That's why I said earlier, a lot of people, they'll be able to walk after a couple of months, but they'll probably never be at the athletic potential that they were beforehand, especially with running and cardio. And one thing I have noticed about Clavicular as well is I do believe that his virtues originally, like his goals, were, you know, genuine. I don't think he was clip farming. I think the kick virus, the kick plague has kind of got into his brain a little bit, because this jaw surgery, every time I've seen him talk about it, he basically says, oh, it's happening next month. Oh, it's happening next month. Because the thing is, once he gets the jaw surgery, he's going to look completely messed up in the face. He's going to look like any GTA 5 character when they get out of hospital after getting wasted. And that's probably going to really impact his appearance, therefore impact his content. Sure, he might look better afterwards, but that would probably take months of healing. And I think at the minute, again, he probably thinks to himself, I could delay it a bit. I mean, I made like, what, $400,000 this month? Why stop the train now? Now, one thing I've learned from Clavicular that is a very good technique to apply in real life is frauding. Fake it until you make it. So frauding in the looks maxing sense is to make yourself look better without actually going all the way. I mean, you know, you have surgery. That's a biological modification to your body. That's not frauding. But there are other things you can do. Like, for example, you know, you can have some platform shoes like Tom Cruise. You can even put some eyeliner on as well under your eye to give like more the hunter eye, the angry eye. Yeah, imagine having makeup. That's pretty gay. Also saying as well, you should use concealer to hide your eye bags. I mean, I should probably take that advice, to be fair, because more and more every day I realize when I look in the mirror, I look like an 18th century Victorian chimney sweeper. And I did talk about the shoes. Height frauding. This is one of my favorite things. You remember in Modern Warfare, right? Modern Warfare multiplayer. You're a sniper. You're a camper, coward. You probably drop a little flare, right? A respawn, a tactical insertion. His tactical insertion is to place an elevated position for him to stand on to basically fraud his height.
When you come home, right, and you have to take off your shoes, what you do is you have to set up what's called vantage points. So that way you take off the shoes.
My guy, you could just say you like standing up a little taller to feel taller when you take your shoes off. You don't have to call them vantage points. We're not playing Call of Duty. No one in here is talking tactically. You do not have to call them vantage points. You can call them your little step stools. That's completely fine.
You go, you like rest on it.
You're 6'2" doing this.
Well, yeah, bro. I mean, like, whatever.
Like you can see right now, currently, I am frauding my height. I'm actually appearing a lot taller than I am
Whoa.
in real life. But you couldn't tell because it's called height fraud.
I love how pyrocynical.
Now, a lot of people that are into their
fucking,
fitness,
like,
their routine, their
you will never find pyrocynical sitting in a chair normally, and I fucking love that energy for him. Like, I feel like I'm the same way. I'll sit normally for like maybe the first 30 seconds, and then I need to fucking adjust. I'm not sitting like that.
Calorie counting. The first thing they usually get rid of anytime is alcohol. Alcohol can be great. It shuts down your frontal lobe, turns you into a dribbling moron, but you don't care. You stop overthinking. But in the looks maxing world, no. There will be no alcohol. Why? Because of the detrimental effects to your brain that it can basically give you dementia. Is it the problems it can cause?
Whoa, it's almost like the fucking thing that alcohol has always been known to do is preventing people from wanting to drink alcohol. That's a little crazy.
Stress on your heart, your liver? No, it's because it has calories. And no one likes the
Okay,
fatty.
never mind. Are we fucking real? It's because of the fucking, like, beer gut? Oh my god. Why did I expect anything different?
Well, you see, your great-grandfather, he was a looks maxer. He did get brain damage and later on Alzheimer's from heavily drinking. But worst of all, think of the calories he could have saved. He died of fatty. Now, obviously, he still has a vice, right? I mean, a lot of people go clean from one substance, then they have another. A great example is world-famous YouTuber Mr. Teeth. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he just loves gambling. But
Yeah.
Clavicular actually takes...
I will say, I don't fault people for having their vice as long as they choose their vice wisely. It needs to be something healthy and something that is not detrimental to you. And then at that point, I'm not your mom, so I can't tell you what to do. As long as you're not hurting yourself or others, do what you gotta do to be happy. That's the motto my dad taught me at an early age, and it's what I kind of live by.
Pregabalin, which is a medication used to treat epilepsy, seizures, and it basically calms down and shuts off certain neurotransmitters, giving a calming effect. So you kind of get the calmness of alcohol without the actual intoxication. Again, this sounds great. Why isn't everyone doing it? Because tolerance is a thing.
Yeah.
Anything that feels good immediately, you're going to build a tolerance to it very, very quickly, and more than likely probably become dependent on it. So nowadays, his tolerance is so high, he just pours like a random amount in his hand and then basically licks it off.
Or a random amount in my hand at a random time. Just when
This reminds me of the guy who was like, I'm gonna give some props here because I feel like this is slightly different even from this scenario, but it reminds me of the guy who's been injecting himself with snake venom, like cocktails of deadly snake venom for like, I think 12 years at this point. There was a whole Vice documentary about him like 12 years ago that I watched way back when it first came out, and he like owns like some of the most dangerous snakes in the world, and he has been willingly, through his own want of doing it, and it definitely, you can tell it's less, you know, scientific and more he wants to, and I think he even admits that he's kind of addicted to it because he enjoys it. Like, that guy gets a slight pass because it's reached a point where he is so immune to so many different snake venoms that they actually took his blood to attempt to help make a universal antitoxin. That has benefits, and that's why he did the Vice documentary, was because he wanted to get himself out there so that he could help with this tolerance and like immunity that he'd built up over the years. This guy over here is just like, I built up an immunity to this fucking chemical I'm putting in my body. Even the snake bite dude knows better than to just take a fucking snake bite. He doesn't take a fucking free bite just like that. That's not how that works. He has diluted it enough that his body has enough like he can take more than most people would die from without any negative effect as long as he's careful about it, because of how much he's done it over the years. But he talked multiple times on that documentary about how he went a little too high one time and nearly fucking died from it. That's the equivalent of whatever this dude's doing, just pouring shit in his hand at a random time and licking it up. You're a goddamn lunatic, dude.
whenever I
You're gonna,
see it, and then I lick it off my palm.
Now, he does take peptides, which are basically Minecraft stat potions for various things, like, for example, to suppress his appetite, build muscle mass, tan his skin. The latter of which didn't
Immunity
really
in
go
antibodies
too well.
is
There's
one
also a
thing.
clip of him talking to Aiden Ross, because of course him and Aiden Ross
Hold on,
cross
you know
paths.
what? I'm not gonna show the whole video here. Let me pull it up, because I just watched it the other day. Vice documentary. I inject myself with snake venom. 13 years ago. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. So this is the guy here, and like this was 13 years ago. And just recently they did some more videos with him, and he has all kinds of snakes. Like, let me see what we're dealing with here. We've got something that was like unfounded. It was just extremely rare and uncommon, basically, right? Bobbert's venom would never, though. If you don't want to fuck with an African bush viper. These motherfuckers are danger noodles. Bobbert probably wouldn't bite you or even inject the venom. But if you fuck with any of the others, or if you were to milk him and inject his venom, you're in for a world of pain. African bush vipers are no fucking joke. And, like, as we go down here, he, like, goes and does some testing and stuff to see, like, how he's doing. He tries some, like, viper venom. Yes, viper venom, the same sort of shit as the African bush viper. And then goes and does boxing with it, because he had heard that they had been, like, caught doping racehorses with it or something like that, if I remember correctly. And was like, well, if they're doping racehorses with it to, like, block pain and whatnot, then maybe I should test it in boxing, right? And then after all of this... Hold on, I gotta get to the damn newer video.
I do with.
Hold on. And he's like, he even says here at the end, which might actually, you know what, I'll show a bit of this as well. He even says right here, he says, hold on. Snake venom? Maybe that'll find it quick and easy. Yeah, here it is. So, 6 years ago, so about half the length from the previous encounter.
Putting that venom into my arm. That.
Blamo. 6 years ago, why I've been injecting snake venom for 30 years, by the way. And lo and behold, look who it is. It's our good old friend. And by the way, he's like 50, I think, in this. He really doesn't look 50. He looks a little aged. He doesn't look unnaturally young, but he does not look 50, does he? He looks like 45, maybe 40 at the oldest. At least that's the age that I would place on him. So he's still up and around. He's still kicking, and he actually mentions in this that the lab ended up calling him up working at the University of Copenhagen.
We talked for months and we did contracts, and so I work with them. They are basically extracting my blood and my bone marrow, and they are farming my antibodies to create a new anti-venom that's derived from human blood for the first time in history. I feel pretty good about what's happened with my journey with snake venom.
Hell yeah. So this guy's done some cool shit with snakes. Pure and simple, though, I think there's a difference between, oh, I don't know, pouring random shit in your body and then deciding to
talking
claim
about the
that,
peptides that he takes, and he mentions one that is used
okay,
to treat
I can
erectile
take it.
dysfunction.
Wait.
What?
Do you take Viagra every day?
Nah, I take Cialis every day.
Cialis?
Again, probably because the alchemy...
Isn't Cialis the exact same shit as Viagra, or isn't... Wait, no. Isn't Cialis for women?
Laboratory of stuff that he's taking at the minute. He's also taking dutasteride and medoxanil for his hair, and then as well Accutane for his skin. Now again, these kind of like fall more into the, you know, peptide category or self-care, especially with the hairline cope. I mean, personally with me, I wouldn't really take any kind of like hair loss reducing supplements because it can affect a lot of things, and I've seen some correlations with like depression and stuff. My hairline, I'm cooked. It's over. The Reapers already came and gone for me, unfortunately, but don't worry. With all the money I've raised from live streaming, the main channel and this channel, you are actually directly funding. A couple of months from now, I'll probably go to Turkey on the hairline airline and get a full head transplant. I like how I said head transplant, not hair transplant. Yeah, hopefully they just take off my head. But more recently, he's admitted to taking crystal to suppress his appetite, using it in place of Adderall. Now, personally, I don't really think that he's actually taking crystal. I think this was like the beginning of the end for Clavicula, of his honest arc, and then entering the clip farming arc. Because again, you go around and then you say,
Bros,
yeah, like publicly, people are gonna...
He is basically taking all of the playbooks out of history that have fucked people up and putting them on himself. It's crazy.
I'm gonna look into this. Like, why are you doing this? Let me search up his name. And he does actually clarify he's not just doing street. It's a certain drug called disoxin. And he basically just says it's crystal for shock value.
I mean,
again, like, you know, if you want to get technical here, Adderall, Ritalin,
yeah, they
ADHD
basically
meds,
are.
a lot of those are uppers. They basically do have in them. So yeah, someone taking Adderall or Ritalin can say, oh yeah, I'm taking. And if you do that and they have a Twitter account, please block them right now. They are fucking attention seeking and you do not need them in your life. But again, I'm not even sure what's true and what isn't because of how many drugs he basically says he's taking since he's been doing these party streams on Kick. I mean, there was even mentions of him basically doing like, you know, like harder drugs like and there was actually one stream recently where he took one of his friends out and he basically got so blasted off the drug that he had to take him home. And then at one point, and it's just kind of sad to go over, even if it's basically a sad clip farm, which I think is a world first. We've had funny clip farms, unfunny clip farms. This is a sad clip farm because with Clavicula, his dad actually texts him while he's on saying that, you know, he's a full-blown drug addict and this is just really sad.
My dad said full-blown drug addict, sad. My dad said that. Oh, Dad.
Don't try and fucking comfort him. He is sitting here doing essentially meth and cocaine and trying to break his bones to look good. This sounds like the average fucking drug addict on the side of the road. The only difference is he has money currently. Listen. Like, don't try and comfort him. His dad is giving him a reality check, my guy.
I mean, there's been some more recent happenings with Clavicula as well. Like for example, the time when he crashed his car when he was on a muscle relaxant that he took recreationally. And then there was the time that he got into an accident with a kid and then basically reported him to ICE because he didn't have insurance.
I didn't have insurance that hit me, so I reported
Are
him
we
to
fucking
ICE.
serious?
But yeah, I know more stuff is going to come out about Clavicula. I just think it's a really interesting character to follow. I know last year and the year before that, I did a lot of videos talking about like Joshua Block, World of T-shirts. And even though I might do update videos in the future, his situation just became more and more sad as time went on. You're basically just, you know, documenting someone that is making no money, being taken advantage of, and is incredibly self-destructive.
This right here, what Pyro just said, is exactly why I was sad about seeing Joshua Block on that video about streamers who ruined their, like, career instantly. Because it was saying, like, all of this stuff that he's been doing, truthfully, because he has been doing it, but it wasn't saying the important stuff, which is he is a person who needs mental help, and rather than receiving mental help from those around him, they are using him like a fucking dancing cymbal monkey, and it's ruining his entire mental capabilities. They're not helping him. They're making a spectacle of him, and that is why I was sad about Joshua Block's scenario.
Clavicula is kind of like some of those things, but he's not an alcoholic, and also he has a lot of money.
Alrighty. The rest of the videos for the night, minus the one with Hank Green that we probably won't watch all of tonight, are a bit shorter and a bit more interesting than just some cool little updates from the Cynical Man. Oh. Hey, thank you, Fuff. Slowly but surely
Close
making our
to
way
the
there.
halfway point now. You
Hell
got any
yeah.
specific things in mind to use this stream deck for once you get it? Tilda sent via throne.com.
Unironically, I've got quite a few ideas. One of which is, I want to be using the actual sound bits a bit more often on my damn stream deck, because I got some good ones in here. Where is it? Fucking... Where is it? 500 stream decks. And one of the other things that I want to do, it annoys me that I don't have a button for this yet, but I know that if I buried it somewhere in my current stream deck, I'd never fucking see the button to see the life of day. Whee! Instead, you just get to hear me scrolling to the fucking nether realm of my mouse. Alrighty. So this is a night patrol with Skyline, Albuquerque's real-life superhero. I've never heard of this dude before, but the moment that I heard that there is an actual real-life superhero going around doing shit, I went, oh, we're checking this shit out live. It's only a 5-minute video, so it's a really short one, but I was not about to let this go unseen.
So I go by Skyline, local superhero here in Albuquerque, maybe coming to a town near you. Yeah. My parents left when I was 15. I was out on the streets.
All right, Skyline.
Ooh, the scary night people are gonna come out and grab you.
It's funny that the people in the area know him.
Yeah.
Are you filming this?
Speed your mile. I like that. Bullet, say what's up. Nice, ready to go. Somebody with that. No, what you do is my main goal is to inspire people to do better, do good things for their community.
That's what heroes should be doing.
What is it?
Oh, he's giving him some extra water.
Keep it in place so
Some
I can
socks,
kick them.
some water, man.
I'm Skyline, and this is Human Project. Yeah, I gotta get off. Sorry. I was just helping him get the wheelchair on real quick. Have a good night. I decided to focus a little bit more on...
You know what his design reminds me of? His design reminds me of the Saiyaman from Dragon Ball, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, was itself a bit of a dig off of Ultraman, which is a really, really famous, like, Japanese manga that I actually have never gotten around to check out. And I'm kind of here for it. Like, the little antenna ears specifically, that gives me a certain vibe.
Civil services, because, well, personally, I kind of find that more important. Oh, I got 2 sandwiches left. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this superhero thing like a full-time thing with making YouTube videos.
Hell yeah, man. Honestly, that's what I like about platforms like YouTube and streaming options and stuff like that, is it allows people who decide to put the like time and effort into doing what they love doing on these platforms a way to turn it into a career, an income, something that they can do what they want to do, what they feel like is their calling, and actually have an opportunity to live from it. Like, that's the kind of thing that I love about these, be it like goofball VTuber sitting here going fucking dying over and over again, or like screaming my goddamn brain out at something, or someone out here helping those genuinely in need, because we live in a world where superheroes don't get paid by the goddamn government. Who would have seen that coming?
I'm a local superhero. I go by Skyline.
I go by New York.
How do you think Albuquerque does handling or like helping the homeless people?
Pretty poorly.
Dude, I think that goes for most of the United States. At least from like what I've seen. It is hard for me to find a place that feels like it actually tries, emphasis on tries, because you can claim you tried to do something, but not actually go through with it. If you're actually making attempts, even if some of them fall through, the important part is you're making the attempts.
Hey, listen.
And this
To be
guy
honest,
at least is out here
trying to
doing
just
that for us.
Get rid of them make them go someplace else as if they have someplace else to go. And that's not really the answer, you know? It seemed pretty cool. Of course, have a good night.
How long were you living on the street for?
Not too long, to be honest. Only about 8 months.
See, and when I was like, I don't claim to know what it's like living on the streets, because I don't. I was lucky enough that when I was born and my dad was quote-unquote pseudo living on the street, that he had a camper that we lived out of. But there were several times throughout my life where things were very tight, and like my dad did everything he could to ensure that I always had a roof over my head, whether it be one that he was paying for or one that, like, living with like a family member. Like, we actually lived with my grandma, me and my dad, the grandma that I live with now. We lived with her for a little while when my dad was really fucked on money during like the recession in 2008 and stuff. And one of the biggest things that my dad has ground into my head and I understand as truth is, no matter someone's scenario, if you can help them, you should. Even if it's not giving them money, not giving them food, even if it's just offering friendliness, because so many of these people do not get offered anything but the pity money, and that's not good for anyone's psyche. You gotta be there for people.
So the
that's
word
the
passed
important
really
part.
quick for a high schooler on the street. Never had to apprehend anybody. For the most part, I'm really good at de-escalating people. I'm like,
That's what heroes should
my
do.
demeanor is usually very haha, you know, let's all have fun.
1, 2, 3. Up and
Had a year and a half of Navy experience as well.
Hey.
I was honorably discharged a little early for mental health reasons, if you couldn't tell by the outfit and coming out here at night.
I mean, hey, you do you, my guy.
That wealth disparity I mentioned, it's never going to go away, and it's only going to get worse. There's no amount of police you can throw at it. There's no amount of superheroes you can throw at it. When I turned 18, I tried being a police service aide, and I found out I passed everything, except for the background check where they do a credit score check. I didn't know you needed good credit to be a police officer.
That's kind of crazy, dude.
Oh wait, let's see that again.
You have to have good credit to be a police officer. To be a servant of the people enacting justice and law in this world, you have to have a good credit score. Let that sink in.
Let's see that again.
Can I get that flashlight? That one there? I need a flashlight so damn bad. Honestly,
Hell yeah, man. Take it.
People are usually not wanting to like be mean to me because I'm short and I'm nice. I got 2 batons here.
It is always better to have friends than enemies, pure and simple. When you have friends around every corner, you have people watching your back, you have people believing in you and people looking out for you. When you have enemies around every corner, you need to watch your back. It's a very different scenario.
1, 2, bam.
But it's always good to have bear spray or a banana peel, baby.
Nice and ready to go. You're doing this.
Yes, exactly. That's right.
Yeah. Exactly.
What is the difference between a rooster and a whore? And you're gonna love this.
What is it?
Yeah, what's the difference? You know what the difference is?
What?
No, what is
A
it?
rooster says cock-a-doodle-doo, a horse says in a cock-a-doodle.
My chain whip.
That's actually pretty good.
This thing here. Very nice. Oh, of course. Let me scooch that over there.
Hell yeah.
It usually ends up costing me too much of my paycheck. I was actually at an ICE watch just this last Sunday. That's what this was really useful for, getting different ICE members on faces, identifications, license plates, numbers, stuff like that. One of them followed me to my car. Here, let me get one of these. Let me get you some electrolytes too. Bam. Most people think it looks cool.
Hell
And
yeah.
they're like, oh.
Electrolytes are a really underrated thing. You need that shit to live, especially if you're sweating.
What are you doing? Some cosplay thing? And I'm like, yeah. filming, helping out, you know, just having fun while I do community service.
Look, in my mind, I'm a superhero. Did you see my wig?
Hell yeah! What's your superhero name? Emerald.
Ooh,
That's
Emerald.
awesome. Of course. You like do hugs?
Yeah.
Have a great one.
Cheers, bro. Good
Hell
night.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good night. A real marketing aspect to why I wear the mask. It adds to the
It's the
allure
silhouette.
of a superhero and
Yeah.
stuff. And so my plan is to just keep it on, generate conversation, and then once there's a large enough reason, then I'll do a demasking video or unmask, you know, a face
Ooh.
reveal type of video.
You can clickbait it. That was sick. That was genuinely really sick. It's very, very nice to see some people out there doing whatever they can to keep the world nice. And now for us to get mad at a bit of humanity. Pokemon vending machines bring out the evil in people. If you guys remember just last stream when I was making all that shit talk about the Pokemon scalpers and how like this dude needed a thing about as much as the Pokemon scalpers needed the Pokemon packs for their family and kids. Oh boy. Oh fucking boy. The tonal whiplash situation is crazy. You know, that's the next Sonar video coming out. You know, the Nightside Jinx, she put out this video and I really couldn't tell what exactly she was doing with her fucking tradition. It was all over the place, man.
I imagine a lot of you are tired of hearing me whine about insomnia in the intro of some of my videos recently, lamenting my lack of sleep.
Insomnia is a killer, dude. I'm lucky I've never been, like, genuinely plagued by insomnia, 'cause I would literally self-destruct like a Voltorb if I couldn't get sleep for more than a day or two.
Sleep. Well, that's too bad, Buster. And dagnabbit, I haven't slept again, in case you couldn't quite tell. And you know what? I don't feel like turning that light on over there, so you're getting the scary campfire lighting right now that makes me look like a character out of Fear and Hunger. So deal with it. I feel like SpongeBob when he got the goddamn suds. I'm tired, but I can't sleep. Been tossing and turning, laying around, not able to catch any Z's. So, I decided to go to the old tried and true method of getting a wonderful lullaby together to help me fall asleep peacefully, making fun of Pokemon scalpers.
That's a pretty good
Get
lullaby.
away from me! Hey, yo, you get away from me! Stay behind me!
Jesus.
Get away from me, dude! Hey, you're putting your hands
fuck
on
are
me.
we doing?
You're putting your hands on me for assault. No, you're assaulting somebody right now. You're assaulting me.
If you see a Pokemon card vending machine, just know you entered a PvP zone.
Yeah, it feels that way. That felt like fuckers in goddamn World of Warcraft arguing over need-rolled loot, dude. There's a reason I never fucking played World of Warcraft with randoms and couldn't get into the game solo, because that shit was fucking horrible.
They're like the most hostile places on Earth. Anytime there's a Pokemon card vending machine with multiple people around it, you know shit's about to pop off. Now, it usually doesn't result in like a
It's like a
full-blown
fucking
fight with
world
haymakers
drop.
being thrown.
Oh, there's a timer countdown, and whatever player is over here and at the ready can gather a few of this limited time event. Motherfucker, what are you doing?
Or anything. Typically what you get is what you saw right there, where it's a lot of like boxing out, like he's about to try and get a rebound while desperately trying to swipe for more Pokemon card product from the machine, as someone's trying to get around him to take control of the device themselves. It's a lot of bumping and grinding, but make no mistake, this is only elevating in frequency and aggression, and I imagine it won't be long now before we see our first fatality at a Pokemon card vending machine as people...
Pokemon scalpers, pure and simple, are like bottom feeders. You cannot willingly take a job worse than Pokemon Scalper. You are choosing to actually live off of the, like, moldy mildew at the bottom of the barrel. You aren't just sitting in the bottom, you are subsisting off of the bottom. And that is pure and simple just disgusting.
Fight over these products so they can scalp them online for a $2 profit.
You're over here putting your hands on me. Get away from me!
This dude is like trying to give his card.
You're over here assaulting me, bro.
Now it's starting to get a little scrappy. The guy in the—
I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is crazy.
You're over here assaulting me, bro.
Look at this.
You're over here putting your hands on me. Get away from me!
Okay. We are fucking creating the Eiffel Tower of legs here, my guy. Look at how much this dude is leaning into him. I don't know who... Okay, I'm gonna put my bets down now. I think this guy is the one the most at fault here, because this guy is clearly using the fucking machine, and this guy is just trying to, like, body block him literally from, like, he's trying to, like, sneak his card in there to, like, pay for the product? Or some fucking, like, does he think, oh, I spent my money on it so I get the cards? No, my guy. If you swipe your card and cards come out of here, I'm taking these fucking cards, I'm grabbing the receipt, and I'm leaving. Thank you, dumbass.
Yo!
Look at this! This is insanity. This is the kind of shit I would see people shouting World Star around, like, 3 years back. This is the kind of shit that would devolve into a brawl for almost anyone involved, I think. This is craziness.
Now it's starting to get a little scrappy. The guy in the glasses got a little feisty there. He, like, went over top of him, and I thought he was going to give him a fucking titty twister right there, just start tweaking on his nipples the way he, like, wrapped around him like a fucking jetpack. But this guy's defense is good. He definitely knows some BJJ or something right now. He's doing a great job trying to getting out of the full mount, and he is still maintaining control of the Pokemon card vending machine.
Wait from me! Get away from me! You're putting your hands on me!
What get away from this? This feels like toddlers in line for fucking milk at the goddamn preschool.
An unstoppable...
It literally feels like I went to a preschool where kids would fight over fucking getting chocolate milk in the goddamn line. This is what it feels like. You're putting your hands on me. You're putting your hands on me while you're basically fucking, like, bear hugging, forming into this dude like hermaphroditus. Like, you're going to amalgamate into one being pretty soon. Your atoms are becoming combined with all of this fucking pressure.
Object meeting an immovable force. It's inspiring. The guy in the beanie is just refusing to budge. And I gotta tell you, the tactics from the glasses guy are confusing.
At best.
This technique is clearly not working. He's going for like a, I don't know, like chest bump him out of the vicinity type deal. But the other guy's just, you know, getting him with some shoves. He's hitting him almost like with the E-Honda moves from Street Fighter at times here. Yet this guy does not give up. He still keeps trying to, like, swoop in there. Now, Pokemon card vending machines have a glitch in them right now that a lot of scalpers are exploiting for their own financial gain. Where Pokemon card vending machines have a limit where a customer can't just buy out the whole machine and leave everyone with their fucking dick in their hand. But these fucking worms, these degenerate dweeb dork losers, have found a way around those limits by doing, like, basically a frame-perfect speedrun trick. As I understand it, if they...
There is no fucking way they're actually playing this like they're playing a video game. They're playing the Pokemon card, like, economy like it is fucking, like, literally like it's a cycle in a video game that the devs haven't patched yet. What? Why isn't this fucking... we're gonna start getting, like, We're gonna start getting like fucking Poke officers that are stationed at each of the goddamn Pokemon distributor sites. Literally like Skyline, just with like Pokemon official gear. There's gonna be one at every licensed distributor, and they're gonna be fucking like sitting there as a bouncer for this shit, or it's never going to end. That's the only way that this could fucking end, period.
They swipe their card while in between screens on the Pokemon card vending machine. They can still add product to their cart even though they're past their purchase limit, even if it says sold out. So that's how a lot of them are glitching the machine. The guy in the yellow beanie here, I don't think is actually trying to glitch it.
It didn't
at least
look like
it doesn't
it.
seem like it to me. Compared,
he looks like he's just trying to purchase some shit. Like, the guy in the yellow beanie to me looks like, I don't know how much he's buying here. If he's not buying his purchase limit even, this guy is most likely buying for friends or family or his kid, right? That's when it becomes believable. But if this guy's cart is fully loaded with shit and he's like doing the scam bullshit to get more, that's when it's pretty fucking obvious. This dude with the glasses though, he's like the world's most obnoxious fucking like Majin Buu character, it feels like. He's just fucking getting in the way and trying to absorb him to turn him into fucking candy.
To the other videos of people that are blatantly glitching it and proudly talking about how they're glitching it, I don't think he was one of those people. But I think the guy who's desperately trying to get in there probably was. I think he was probably going to do that, and he was upset that he wasn't there first so that way he could take all the inventory. That's my hunch, at least.
Look at this. He's just like fucking, he's having the strong arm while he pays for his shit.
Let people go. I'm in line. You already got stuff. You better get away from me. You already got stuff, bruh.
You better get away. He's like, he's rage baiting him like a younger sibling.
Now, of course, it is entirely possible.
Dude, that like tapping on the screen shit to like cancel out of the purchase and shit, that is the kind of shit a fucking toddler little sibling would do. I'd know because I had a fucking little sibling that would do that shit to me. Trust me, that is the ultimate rage bait, and that shit will infuriate me to unbelievable degrees.
Possible he is
like that is my fucking kryptonite.
That's the reason
that
why
bullshit.
this guy is so desperately trying to get in there, because he knows once he, goes fucking turbo mode here with the glitch activated, then he won't be able to get any product for himself. That's also equally possible. But I'm going to show you some footage of someone who did glitch the machine, and it just looks different than how he's doing it. But before that, I want to...
I'll say right now, I don't think while playing that level of defense, he would be able to do a frame-perfect trick to fucking get extra product. He is, like, fighting for the shit that's in his cart as we speak. I don't think he has any fucking, like, capacity to try and do side ploys and do a side quest here. He is just trying to get his goddamn product.
I'll show you someone trying to glitch the machine the old-fashioned way, the way our forefathers used to scalp Pokemon products and ruin this hobby for children.
What? Get out from behind there now. Okay, I'll get out. No, now.
What the fuck?
He's got the spirit, but he doesn't have...
Pokemon seller, I'm stuck, Pokemon seller. Come help me, Pokemon seller. I can't get out, Pokemon seller. Pokemon seller, come on. Don't you love me? Don't you want me to be like out of the stuck scenario?
No, now. Okay.
He's got the spirit, but he doesn't have the brain power for it.
Gotta love it.
The body is willing, but the mind lacks the neurons to pull off the glitch. So he said, to hell with it. I'm gonna do it my way. So he crawls behind the machine to unplug it, I think in an effort to reset his limits.
There is no fucking way he's trying to reset it like a goddamn clock on a microwave. Okay, then.
But then he got stuck. So one of the employees is over there just trying to bargain with him to get the fuck out from behind the machine, but he is firmly lodged in there. I wish I could find a longer video of this, because I have no doubt he probably got filmed by a couple
Oh,
of
shit,
people.
that's fucking
because
amazing.
He is now like a turtle on its shell. Like, he can't get out from the machine. He is now just fucking stuck there.
What a dumbass.
Look at this dude. Glitching out the machine like a loser. The kids can't get it. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know it's actually illegal to tamper with vending machines. I will. I will.
So this is someone who does appear to be glitching the machine. You can see he's adding products that's labeled sold out into his cart, which is a result of glitching it. As I understand it, sometimes it'll say sold out to a customer in order to prevent them from adding more product past their limit. But it's not actually sold out per se, like there is still more product there, but it's the Pokemon card vending machine's way of trying to fight back against these fucking
it's
parasites.
basically all that
They
the
just
vending
say that
machine
it's
itself
sold
can
out, but
fucking
even
do.
that's not enough to stop them. So this guy is apparently glitching it out, and this guy is now just insulting him to his face, and he mentions that tampering with vending machines is illegal, that it's a crime, which I'd never heard of before. And I looked it up, and I guess, yeah, it does seem to be
no
true.
shit, it's
I don't know if anyone's
fucking
going to get arrested for
private
this,
product.
but that would be fucking amazing. If
Please
the Pokemon
do.
company worked with law enforcement to have everyone who's been caught glitching their machines fucking thrown in jail. Can you even imagine? Holy shit.
At this point, if an example is not made, an example will never be made. Let's be real. So, they better nut the fuck up and make an example, or it's going to plague them for all eternity. Pure and simple.
Shit. That would actually probably cure my insomnia on the spot if I heard about that happening. That'd be incredible. I feel like anyone would be able to sleep peaceful knowing scalpers are out there miserable. That'd be great. But unfortunately, that's not the case right now. This fucking hobby is truly a cesspool. Like, I know I cover a lot of Pokemon scalper shit and a lot of Pokemon armed robberies that seem to be happening a lot now. And I can't help it. It's just out of control, and I gotta yap about it. This shit is fucking disgusting.
It's a fucking maelstrom.
Hell
These guys are the guys glitching it, as always.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I know who you guys are. You're the Tui boys. I know it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It's alright. Just goes to Pokemon Center. They already started one on you guys up north.
That's fine. I don't give a fuck.
Your cart? Wait, wait, what? Hold on, what does that say? Your cart has been emptied. Please try again. Your cart has been emptied. Please try again. And it's spitting out product for him.
I'm enjoying this Red Bull.
You enjoy
It's
it.
been a good day.
Oh, the way he's nursing that Red Bull there, just sipping it like he's at his first fucking college frat party with a PBR in his hands and unable to figure out how to socialize. So all he does is try and, like, put his hand in his pocket and drink from the fucking can. Just to try and make it seem like he's not bothered by this, even though he clearly is.
Yeah.
So a big
Your
thing
name
that's
is
been
getting
happening
smeared,
is people
dude.
glitching the machines. And when people glitch them, they immediately get filmed and shamed, it seems.
Oh yeah, good.
Even among scalpers, that's apparently a big no-no. So now, all of these losers that are glitching the machines are being filmed by, in a lot of cases, other scalpers who are pointing and laughing at them. So now there's, in the world of Pokemon scalpers, there is people even scalpers look down on. And it's these Pokemon card vending machine glitchers. It's pandemonium out there. There are so many videos of people just going up and insulting individuals or even groups sometimes that are glitching these vending machines. It's a ton. But I don't think I need to show you all of them here. They're popping up every single day.
You can
multiple
find them
times
yourself.
a day. So anyway, I just wanted to make fun of some Pokemon scalpers again. That's really about it. So yeah.
Jesus, man. Ooh. There we go. Yeah, geez, I cannot believe the balls on some people when it comes to just, like, treating real life as if it were a goddamn video game. And it's, like, beyond even the, like, meme of, my life feels like a video game, or whatever that fucking song was, where it was like, ha ha ha, cringe, whatever. They're actually trying to, like, beat the system when it comes to real life. That comes with consequences, dude. Although I guess maybe in the terms of the Pokemon fucking scalpers, maybe it doesn't. When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? All right. So now that we've seen people committing actual crimes and a superhero avoiding crimes, it's time that we start staging some crimes, why don't we? As we're about to be staging crimes on my friend's security cameras.
The dumbest place to commit a crime is probably in front of a camera, but yeah, that's exactly what I did. Multiple times. Well, not real crimes. I staged a bunch of totally fake, wildly over-the-top crimes on my friends' doorbells and security cameras to see how they'd react. Because I've definitely crimes on my friends' not real crimes. I staged a bunch.
The moment that I saw Batman yanking a fucking bike thief away, I went, okay, we're watching this for a broadcast for damn sure.
Of totally fake, wildly over-the-top crimes on my friends' doorbells and security cameras to see how they'd react. Because I've definitely made my friends a little paranoid throughout the years. A pattern I've noticed is if anything is off in life, they run right to their security cameras looking for me. So they'll probably know it's me, but at least this time we'll give them a show. Hey guys, we're dressing up for this one. Look at all the costumes. It's the Halloween special. Freaking love a holiday special. We haven't done this in years. I'm outside of Brandon's place right now. He has a Ring camera for his hallway, but the question is, how do you get him to actually check it? So I had this vision where he walks out the door and just sees a baguette on the ground and is like, why is that there? And checks his cameras. So I worked backwards from there and came up with that I will be a package thief and a good Samaritan will be walking by with a load of groceries and intervene by beating the crap out of me with a baguette. So I guess it's time to get into this, guys.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is a little
That
too
looks
sketch.
really
I
good,
don't
dude.
want to freak out all the day.
That, if I saw a motherfucker walking around like Anomaly from fucking CSGO in my goddamn, like, neighborhood, I would be worried.
Versus getting the cops called on me. Oh god, there's a car driving by. Yeah, this is much better. We're gonna go with the mask and sunglasses. My friend Boris will be here any minute to play the Good Samaritan. I go to CrossFit with him, and he's a tough guy. He seems like he could really swing a baguette.
Oh boy, okay.
Hit me as hard as you like.
Put that back.
You can really hit with a baguette, dude. Okay, Brendan's on his way home right now. Hopefully the baguette's still there.
Dude,
we left
imagine if the hotel staff just cleaned it up and completely ruined their bit.
it right in the middle of the hallway.
The fuck?
His wife just texted me a message he sent her. I think Andrew's messing with us again. What up? Dude, crime in San Jose is getting crazy, huh? The city's really going to shit.
These Porsche pirates are crazy. Is this baguette good? Like, is it?
I mean, it's just got a little bit of a beating on it, but...
I knew it was you, but I wanted it to be real so
Fucking,
bad.
I'm not gonna lie, not wasting the baguette is a fucking proper move. Those shits are so good. Like, they're cheap. They are so fucking cheap, but they are actually good bread if they're fresh.
I'm doing everyone, and I want your help to get, like, the next people.
I texted David and Jacob.
Damn it, dude. I wanted to get Jake next. I had the funniest idea for him. So Jake's out of town right now, but he can still check his cameras. So I was thinking we have, like, a grandma purse snatch, and then something unexpected happens. Like, the grandma, like, pepper sprays the person and then teabags them. I did bring some stuff for us to try on.
Hell yeah, dude.
Show?
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Oh, wow, that is something.
Old granny teabag.
Oh my god, Jesus. Okay, let's test it out real quick. I'm walking along.
Now I'm gonna hit you with one of these.
I thought you were gonna...
Just fucking like RKO's reversals his ass. Rey Mysterio climb across the fucking robber's body.
Hang on. Okay, we're heading over now. I'm 90% sure that this pepper spray is fake, but there's only one way to find out. Okay, I think we're good. You look sketchy. Where are we going? Okay, he's in character now.
He's in character now. Can't see a damn thing.
Bye, Grandma.
Bye, Mugger. Thanks for all your help. I told Jake's fiance to say that like the neighbors texted her or something like that, so we'll see how he reacts.
My neighbor texted me and said, "Sorry to bug you on your trip, but it seems something may have happened in front of your house."
Let me see.
I was like, "What do you mean?" And then there's just this lady getting beat up.
No.
Jake just texted Brendan, another house has been hit.
Bruh.
For this next one, I'm driving 10 hours round trip, but I don't give a shit because I want to do this idea so bad. This idea was the genesis of the whole video. My college roommate Barnett lives really far north in California, and he has cameras around his house that capture bears breaking into his trash all the time. So I thought,
just have a goddamn like human in a bear costume break into his trash. That's funny as
how
fuck.
freaking hilarious would it be to dress up in a bear costume and walk by the cameras, and
But
he's gonna
on
be
your
like,
hind
"Is that a
legs, just like,
dude in a bear costume?"
I have to go
Also,
to
I've
work.
been noticing you guys want the videos to come out faster. I do too. So I've been working my butt off to make that happen. If you could just do me a favor and like and subscribe, that would be great. Also, I guess you can hype videos now. I don't really know how that works.
Yeah,
but
I found out about that too. Apparently you're able to apply like hype to, I don't know if it works for live streams or not. It's like one of the weird like side, you like swipe on the description of the thing or whatever the fuck, and you can apply hype, and it's essentially like a way to boost the smaller creators' stuff, I think. Like, you only are able to apply hype on a video from someone who's like under 40,000 subscribers or something like that. And then it like helps boost them in the algorithm. I have no fucking clue how it works or where you even apply that shit, but it exists.
be cool to find out.
Okay, I'm here. It's really freaking early in the morning. It is so dark out. They don't even have a porch light on or anything. I don't know how.
I think it's free too. It's not like something you pay for.
I cannot see a thing. I really hope I don't run
That's
into
fucking
him.
terrifying, dude.
With me.
I legit can't see anything, but I'm gonna go crawl.
I would shit myself if I saw that bear on my property. Jesus Christ.
What did you see?
I don't know. There's like so
fuck is
weird.
that?
I don't know.
What the fuck is this? Is that you?
What the fuck is that?
Babe.
Bruh.
Is that you?
No.
Babe, what the fuck is this?
Oh shit.
What the fuck is this? Babe, it's
I'm sorry,
a human.
I can't look.
It's a human
with shoes on its hands. You need to call the police?
Just trying to run out of breakfast. I'm crying. In the group chat.
Human with shoes on its
He
hands.
said, "What in the fucking skinwalking fuck is that?"
Jesus, dude.
Okay, now
Oh my god. That is the funniest shit.
oh my god, I'm crying. It's so funny.
Okay, we're here. Let's go surprise him.
Bruh.
I thought I was going crazy. My brain was like broken. And she's like gaslighting me. She's like, "You're acting crazy."
You were acting crazy.
Like, what do you mean there's a fucking man in a bear costume? Like, what?
That's funny as hell, dude.
Guys, while I was filming this video, an actual freaking crime got caught on my Ring camera. Look at this. There's a freaking porch pirate who took my
Bruh.
Huckberry package. And the worst part is he's trying it on in front of the camera.
Okay.
Just look at the outfit. Of course he'd want to steal from the Ultimate Men's store. They have the highest quality
Get
of
your
pristine,
fucking ad out of my
alt-active
face.
description to check out Huckberry.
God damn it, that was a good
I just
one.
picked up a
I
massive
believed his
truck
ass.
and a scissor lift. But why? Well, it's because I love this video by Steve Jessup on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, you'll understand soon.
I don't understand, but I hope I
It's
will
been a while
understand.
since I've done
soon.
this. We gotta try to remember how to use this thing.
Jesus.
All right, it's just like riding a bike. I got that immediately.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to get off the server, please.
I'm heading to work.
Sir, it is very late at night. I know you're not going to work right now. And sir, is that a beer I see in your hand as a DUI? I'm gonna need you to come down right now.
No, I don't think I will.
Can you way the hard way? Can you, sir? That's
No, you're not my
I'm gonna
dad.
back up.
You're not my
back up.
dad. I'm in a
We got
tank.
2440. Can you
You're
please
not my
come
dad.
down?
I'm in a tank. I can't hear
Maybe I
you.
will. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't come down. Hey, what are you doing?
There is literally a switch down here, sir. I'm just gonna bring you down myself.
Scissor lift out front.
I heard news before people talking. I didn't get up. That's weird. You got to work at it.
Did you look on the ring? There's two guys. Are you sure you're not messing with us?
You're not messing with us.
I am not in the mood for this.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, you got the angry dad day. You picked the wrong day to play the prank on your parents.
Tune in next time to see if I still can live here. So my buddy Mark owns a burger restaurant. There are bike racks right out front of the place. All I have planned so far is a bike jacking and Batman shows up.
I could potentially get a burger.
Oh yeah, you gotta get a burger. Only $1.99.
Wow, is this an ad?
They're so good.
Brad.
Oh wow, Brendan, that one's
Wait, you gotta put on the suit.
He's in
You
character.
look like you're ready to trick or treat.
Bike is in place.
The hero this burger joint needed,
The pig nose it gives you.
but not the one they deserve.
Like, officer, don't worry. I've got this taken care of.
What's up?
I'm scared.
I'm scared too.
Ooh. The person inside straight up saw him start fucking with the bike.
Arjun just texted me and said, hey, is everything all right at campus? We're going to drive by around 10 p.m. There are people fighting outside.
Check the cameras.
We don't have cameras at parks. They're not set up.
They're not set up?
No.
What do you mean you don't have the cameras set up? There's literally
Bruh.
like 15 cameras all around the building. We're back at their
Just outed himself for not having functional security cameras at his place. Jesus.
other location where the cameras are hopefully turned on this time.
Hey, dude. Who doesn't turn on their cameras, huh? What if there's a crime that happens?
Is it you? Are you serious?
Yeah. Hey, man, so you should go turn on your cameras because this video's going up on Tuesday.
All my cameras are officially turned on just for you guys.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Jesus, dude. That's fucking crazy. Oh, there's something else here.
Right as you're like 2 feet away from it, she just opens the door and I'm like, oh fuck. She literally looks at Andrew, looks at me, and just goes.
That's funny as hell. Alrighty. Now, since we've been going for a little while here with the tradition, I'll leave it up to you lackeys on whether or not we're gonna watch some of this bad boy. Because these are probably two of my favorite witty motherfuckers in all existence on the same chair as each other on an Ask Me Anything. So this is going to be beautiful one way or the other, but we can save this for next time if you guys want, because we have been going for quite a while on our traditions here, but I'm enjoying myself. So if you guys are having fun and you want to see this one, I'm down for it. We're gonna go for a bit of an extra long stream tonight, probably, so it won't be making too much of an issue. I love Brennan Lee Mulligan. Have you ever seen the earliest College Humor days? Yes. Yes. Specifically the Tumblr CEO one. If you know, you know. Yeah, I've been watching Brennan Lee Mulligan for a long goddamn time. Fun fact, by the way, he literally started off doing all of his like comedy and stuff because he was inspired by Matthew Mercer in Critical Role. Not like loving comedy in general, but like all of his big shit that he started doing to get himself out there and to like get on Dimension 20 and then now be a DM for Campaign 4. of Critical Role, like, this motherfucker has climbed the ladder, and he is one of the wittiest, but also simultaneously what I can proudly call the most psychopathic yet empathetic person I've ever had the glory of witnessing speak. This dude's a legend. So, the frog's got tits out to here, Carmen. So we probably won't watch the whole thing. We'll see if I remembered that we're only gonna watch part of it here. But let's get into it, because this video is only going to be gold with these two motherfuckers.
Between swimming and
videos that
it's dangerous.
We need to make videos that children literally can't look away from.
I know the difference between swimming and flying. Pew, 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 pew.
I'm shocked, Brennan, that you would do that.
Hello, Indonesia. The ocean's not for us.
I'm Hank Green.
The ocean's not for us.
And this is Ask Hank Anything.
By the way, I love that the fucking title question is, what animal should I avoid punching? Because that sounds like a Brennan Lee Mulligan question if I've ever fucking heard one.
Hello, I'm Hank Green, and I love it when people ask me questions because then I get to learn about the world. So I'm in a show that's like an interview show but reverse, where people come and ask me questions and then I can learn about them from the questions they choose to ask. Today I am joined by Brennan Lee Mulligan, multi-talented writer, performer, dungeon master. You have likely seen him on the internet
all over the
being
place,
adorable and fun. You've seen him on Game Changer. You've seen him on Make Some Noise. You've seen him on Dimension 20. You have seen him on a show I was on, at Dimension 20 I was on, called Mentopolis.
Mentopolis, that's right.
Oh,
Being on a
right.
show.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Hank Green played a character in one of the D&D series that he was DMing. And Hank Green's whole character was taking facts and making them threatening, if I remember correctly. He was like, can I hit you with a bird fact? This bird could peck directly through your skull in about like 2.5 seconds. It's really common actually in some cases that if they were to see a bald person and think that they were a coconut, that they would actually receive pretty grievous bodily injuries from these birds. Like, he is a fucking... I forgot about that. He knows how to make facts frightening.
Dream come true. Also,
yeah,
I got to see
The Fix right here. In Mentopolis, Hank played a menacing enforcer called The Fix, who frequently terrified NPCs with unsettling science facts.
how hard you work.
Yeah.
You're not messing around.
No.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
Just the amount of work that went into all of it before.
The Dimension 20, by virtue of being an anthology show, has a lot of takeoffs and landings. And that is.
And it was only like a 7-episode show, and you did so much work.
So much work. Imagine if we had gotten to stay there for 30 or 50 or 100 or 200 episodes.
That's why I aimed for Critical Role,
and
baby.
That's the fun.
Yeah. We killed the people we needed to kill, and then we're good. We did
off
it.
You go. You did your inner mind film noir, and it was a joy and a privilege and an honor.
It was so smart. It was so smart. Thanks. And also, that wasn't the only idea you had. You pitched a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are other ones. There's still some on the back burner. They're ready for later.
Well, it's always really nice to be in the same room as you.
It's really nice. I've been looking forward to the shoot for quite some time.
Oh,
man, this is really exciting. I think it's a great concept for a show, and I have a lot of burning questions that I need answered.
You know what? I know Hank Green already has a twin or a brother, John Green, but I just clicked on the energy I get from these two. Hank Green is Hank Green. Brennan Lee Mulligan is the evil, like, duplicate twin created through science and machinations that was developed off of Hank Green's, like, biological genome or whatever the fuck. And then when they released it, they realized that the Hank Green goodness could even overpower the psychopath that they built it to be. And now they're just stuck with two Hank Greens. One is just a little unhinged.
And you got it perfect because you gave me like a silly and a serious and a silly and a serious, and we get to do the whole thing. That's how I like to do it.
Bingo bango. Your boy knows content.
So this first question is an easy one. Do you want to do our first easy one? I actually had a lot of fun with this.
Great.
And I had an answer for it immediately.
Yes.
Which I think is the top easiest answer. But I have to go through 4 potential answers before I get to the good one. Here's your first question. I do not do this off the top of my head. I do a lot of research.
You do a lot of research?
Just so people know.
Yes.
Sometimes people are like, how does he know everything?
Well, the questions are fielded before the show.
Sudden realization or catharsis, and also the acronym for Ask Hank Anything.
He got it on the first try.
It's a great title. They say you should always punch a shark in the nose.
I mean, they don't say you should always do it. Only when it's attacking you.
They say
Just go find those sharks and start fucking give me that cartilage, you piece of shit.
you should always.
You shouldn't go out of your way to try
You should
punch a shark.
find sharks and punch them in the nose. It's also not a nose; it's just the front of their head.
Well,
it's just the pointy front of their
cartilage.
head, right?
You know, but you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
We're going to talk about that, actually.
Sometimes I mean, we have not gotten through the question, but we're already off to the races. This just it's not their fault. They have a cone-shaped front of head.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's a nose, but is it?
It's a sensitive part of the body for them.
The cone?
Yeah.
So they say you should always be punching sharks in the nose. What is the worst type of animal to punch in the nose?
Porcupine. Granted, if you can actually reach the nose, then we'll say that porcupine would probably be cool. Rhinoceros. Those are my 2. Porcupine and rhinoceros. If you're getting into the semantics of nose, rhinoceros. If you're not, porcupine.
First answer, a human baby.
Oh, I hate to disagree with you, my guy. I hate to disagree with you.
So you're definitely
You're worse in a moral direction.
Well,
Yeah.
it's bad for everybody, right?
bad.
Like it's bad for the baby.
Oh
it's
my
bad
God.
for you.
Bad for your immortal soul.
Bad for your soul. Bad for your freedom. You know,
Yeah.
because you're probably gonna go to jail about that.
It's just
Yeah,
like
for
it's just like
sure.
South
Punch a
Park. You
baby
should
in
always
the nose.
kick
I don't
the
think
baby
there's
instead
anywhere
of
that
punch
they
it.
just are cool with.
They're
punching
able to
babies.
survive
No,
punch,
and
not
my first thought was any
punches.
baby.
It's a
but like a
different
human
word.
baby would be worse. Obviously, very bad to punch a kitten in the nose.
I guess if you
Very
punched,
bad to punch like a
yes,
baby whale.
Yeah.
In the nose.
Yeah, I guess if you, I'm trying to think of the worst possible baby to punch.
As
in
a
the
human,
nose.
because that's the only one you like. That's the highest prosecution level.
Yeah.
What about the highest lethality level? Because I would argue that prosecution level can be pretty bad. If you punch a rhinoceros in the nose, you're probably breaking your hand and then getting trampled. So that's my statement on that one.
That is true, and I think you are right. Maybe there's a universe where it's like the last red panda baby, where you are carrying.
It's got to be a
species.
cute animal that's about to go extinct.
It's a cute animal that's about to go extinct.
Not just any animal that's about to go extinct.
And it's like they have one other, but these two need to grow up into a mating pair,
Yeah.
and you plow, and then you go, oops.
But what if I punched it?
Yeah, and
Punch it like the goddamn guy with the scary maze game right through the fucking monitor.
then maybe if you're, especially it's
Let
like,
the intrusive thoughts win. I don't know.
you're like, that red panda knows what it did. But no, that makes sense. Human baby's the right answer.
Okay, but I actually don't think so. I don't think that's what you meant. So we're gonna keep going.
Okay.
Number 2 are animals that would break your hand if you punch them.
Okay.
So they probably wouldn't even
Okay.
notice, like a rhinoceros.
Wow,
Hey.
yes.
So
Right.
punch a rhinoceros
I cannot fucking believe he actually landed on rhinoceros.
in the nose. Rhinoceros probably is like, that's fine, honestly. Whatever I was going to do to you, I'm still going to do to you. But I don't think it increases the odds that the rhinoceros kills you, but you did break your hand.
I also think it's depending on where you punch it. If you're punching straight down, you've impaled your hand. on
Yeah,
this-
you're
on the
just like
horn.
stuck. You're getting dragged along.
Rhino-
nose to punch.
Rhino is Greek for nose, right?
Yeah,
I believe so, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
it sure is. They just named that guy Nose.
That guy knows. I mean,
It's like, Mickey the Nose.
naming stuff's hard.
So that's a category. Things where you just break your hand. There's another category.
Oh, wait. Not to spoil the fun, but Saros comes from the Greek for horn, so the name rhinoceros actually means nose horn. Hey.
Where you break your hand and then the animal also comes and kills you, like a gorilla.
Yeah, a gorilla
So you
would
punch a
fuck you
gorilla in
up.
the face, it's not going to do that much damage to the gorilla.
You're gonna be in a real bad spot if it decides to open its mouth when you try to punch it in the face.
Will do damage to your hand, and then the gorilla will tear your arms off. Because it will interpret that action in the spirit it was intended, which is you have attacked me, now I will attack you.
I did ask a question about gorillas. I'm not sure if it made the cut.
Oh, did you?
I did. I did ask a question about gorillas. There was a meme for a minute that's no longer.
Oh, the
I'm sure it
100
got
min
cut,
versus a
but I
gorilla.
asked-
Too topical.
Too topical. But I asked, I think, an even braver question. Everybody was talking about what would win between 100 men or one gorilla. I had the clarity, vision, and foresight to ask who would win, one man or 100 gorillas.
Ooh. Ooh, that's smart. See, that's an actual question that you would have to look at the one person in the scenario to be able to answer that. Because I've always said with the 1 man and 100 gorillas thing, like, fucking 10 people could take down a gorilla. That's how we did it in fucking caveman times. It was a group of like 5 to 10 people, all with weapons, and they murdered shit and ate it. So 1 man versus 100 gorillas, suddenly now you're like, okay, well, brute force isn't an option anymore, so what is?
I probably should have kept it in because
We got
because
there eventually.
the 100 gorillas would do it.
Prove it.
They would. All right, somebody get 100 gorillas.
Yeah, and you can't source 100 gorillas. So.
I mean, what if the dude just like sits down and starts chewing on a leaf like you should to be like accepted into the gorillas? Who wins then?
We will never know.
Yeah. What does the man have with him?
A song in his heart,
Okay.
a spring in his step, and a song in his heart, and a will to survive. Maybe he's got Eye of the Tiger playing.
He doesn't have to
gorillas
kill
also
him.
have a will to survive.
In fact, he'll probably
So
have
the
a
thing-
bad
I'm
time
actually
doing
gonna-
it
I
unless
have
he
it
starts
for you.
deforesting.
The thing that it is the worst to punch
Or
in
like
the nose.
lights the fucking
because
forest on
it
fire.
has in it toxins.
Oh,
that
lionfish?
there is no antivenom to.
Lionfish.
They're called conotoxins.
Lionfish.
They're small peptides.
I'm
and
pretty
it has
sure.
enough of it, even though it's quite a small animal, to kill you. A little bit of body horror coming up, so if you want to skip forward, that's fine.
I'm pretty
Doing
sure it's a
paralysis.
lionfish.
So what happens is you stay conscious, but your diaphragm stops working. So you just
Can't breathe.
can't breathe. And so this animal has killed a number of people. The harpoon comes out of its proboscis, which I'm counting
Oh,
as
no,
You just said
snail.
the harpoon.
Snail. It's a snail. God damn it, Xeno. You motherfucking threat to society.
Been talking about a
Sorry,
harpoon for a couple
there's a
minutes.
tiny little tooth that's like
I
a
know
harpoon
about this one.
that shoots out of it at like lightning speed. I can't tell you how fast. And it eats
I
fish.
forget what
so it
type
shoots
of
fish,
snail
gives
it
them this
is.
toxin, and then it
I can't
consumes
even
them.
imagine the
Cone
creature we're
snail.
talking
There it
about.
is.
What is this thing?
Oh, I have it for you.
Don't! It's dangerous.
It fires its harpoon in less than 100 milliseconds, and that harpoon experiences over 20,000 Gs of acceleration. To clarify, 1 G is the weight and, like, push down of gravity. That thing is moving so fast that it is experiencing 20,000 gravities pushing, like, back on it with the equal and opposite reaction as it pierces outwards. It's crazy.
Chris.
It's
Holy
dead.
fuck. It's dead.
That is the worst thing, I think, to punch in the nose. It's called a geography cone, a kind of cone snail.
We were just talking about how hard it is to name stuff. Buddy, that's not a good name for this. A geography
I didn't
cone?
actually look up. That's terrible. It's super on me. I did not look up why they call it the geography
The
cone.
thing that kills you on contact, there's everyone's being like, there's a little shelled monster that kills you on contact. And someone goes, like geography.
Pretty fucking
I don't
accurate
know.
if you've
I
ever
actually,
seen me
like, in
attend
my head,
geometry
and I don't know if this
or
is the reason, but I thought it's
geography.
because,
Fuck.
like, it kind of
Geography
looks like a
and
globe. Like, they all
Bully
have
Scholarship
different patterns on
Edition.
them.
Yeah.
But anyway.
If you're gonna say that looks like a map, then and I guess so does everything. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. There's different blobs, and the blobs could be land masses.
I brought you a better one. So this one will do damage, but like a bee sting, and that's like a leopard cone snail.
Oh, okay.
So you can see that because it has spots.
So that one only hits you with like bee
So I
sting
brought you
levels
this
of
to have.
poison.
So if you punch it in the proboscis, it could shoot out its little harpoon, and there's a chance that you would die, like a not insignificant one.
damn.
And like the fact that there's no antivenom for it is wild to me.
That really is good to know. And if I had seen one of these in the ocean, I would have been like, delightful. And now I know, and have once again reconfirmed that the ocean's not for us.
True.
Jacques?
Dude, the closest you can get to an alien universe on our planet is the ocean depths. It is such a inhospitable and entirely opposite ecosystem from everything else other than the depths of the ocean. That's why tentacles, by the way, are commonly used for aliens, because you do not get tentacles except for in the ocean where everything works differently. Like everything. You don't breathe the air, you have to take in water. while moving or whatever, if you're a shark, process that shit through a whole system, and then you get the air. Like, that shit is alien planet pure and simple.
All due
and we've never
respect,
even been there
get
properly.
out of there, man.
Yeah.
Horrifying. Thank you for these. Thank you for the dead bodies of these poisonous creatures.
Yeah, it's just the skeletons. I think
Just the skeletons.
If you have a different idea about what the worst thing to punch in the nose would be, leave them in the comments. I accept that this is a subjective question.
Yeah. Okay. Question answered. Now I know I won't punch geography cones. And I won't.
You could just call them geography.
Geography.
I won't punch geography.
You see something that looks like a map. Now
I'm
again,
gonna
if you
fucking
look at
punch
that and
geography,
you
I'll
go,
tell you that
"Now
right
that's
now."
a map. You're like, I live in a series of regimented islands.
That's not a geography cone.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That's a leopard cone because it has spots,
Gotcha.
which leopards have. All right, this is Puzzle the Pelican. Can you pick another question from Puzzle the Pelican's pouch?
When did it start to feel like science and technology were two separate things? And am I crazy, or does it feel like they have started to appeal to and attract the interest of very different types of people?
Ooh. Okay. My theory on this one, pure and simple, is technology is a tool, science is a difficult process. So technology is going to be used by everyone to make their life easier. Science is a difficult process that has had to go through on like multiple stages of like peer review, study, are you sure this is true? Is it recreatable? All of these levels of shit, and then it proves something as fact. That is kind of the differential here, and I think a lot of people who are, let's make things easier, I just want to do something because it's easier to do now, are not going to be interested in the like levels of work that goes into actual scientific like effort.
People. I got shit I'm thinking right now.
I think this is also a subjective one, but I looked into this and it seems like a while ago. So definitely there was a time when science and technology were very closely tied together. Like Galileo isn't just looking at the sky and writing down when Jupiter's moons are doing stuff. He's like helping to build the telescope.
Yeah.
And he's like working on that and refining that and trying to figure out what the limitations of it are and making real stuff.
Yes.
And so like the technologists and the scientists are kind of the same people. They're making things. You've got people testing out and trying to understand thermodynamics at the same time that they're building steam engines.
Yeah.
So like, but that is kind of the moment where it splits.
Yeah.
Like Industrial Revolution times, where you
Okay.
start to see people who are like, these are the new tools that we have access to. How do we use these
Yeah,
tools
that makes
to
sense. It's
do
all
great
about
things,
tools.
build big things, make lots of money, become very powerful, and solve
It kind of bleeds back to the AI topic from earlier too, of AI unfortunately has been released to the masses as a tool, and when tools are created, they are never unmade. Ever. Period. If you can name me one tool that was unmade, I will happily give you like a nice solid crisp 5 blood money bill. Like, it just doesn't happen. The only time it could be is if it's covered up. So I guess maybe in some scenarios you could say that some things might have been, but it wasn't a tool that was open for everyone and accessible by everyone before it was covered up, because that was the whole thing, is they tried to stop it from becoming accessible. So when that sort of shit happens, it's definitely hard to fight back against the tide of people using something for something.
lots of problems.
Yeah.
And that split you see happen also in academia, where you start to have departments of science versus departments of engineering. You start to have schools that are like institutes of technology, like MIT, that are more about like engineering and practical, like doing of stuff, and schools that are more about curiosity-led, don't really care what this does, just trying to figure out stuff about the world kinds of science. And then, you know, even today, of course, these things overlap, where you've got like CRISPR being developed academically, and then you've got those same people who developed it being technologists. Jennifer Doudna is like doing both of those things. But you do like at the Industrial Revolution, you see that split, and that split happens, and like physically too, where you've got like CERN in Switzerland doing slow peer review,
and
trying
automation
to
is
suss out
another
the
tool.
sort of fundamental
Like the
nature of the
ability to
universe.
automate
You've got
something
Silicon
is
Valley.
just a
which is, like,
tool that makes
founders
doing
and
that thing
exits
easier.
and venture capital.
That's what it
and,
is.
Like very led by the impact.
You don't have to
of
do
it
it.
all
The tool
on
does it
people.
for you,
And how do we have the
basically.
like big impact on people? Ideally, because they want to have these things in the world that's going to help them do things.
And that's what you think's happening.
Ideally, that would be.
It's more of a conceptual tool, I guess, than a physicalized like monkey wrench or a fucking ratchet for removing bolts and shit.
What they would think.
There's a yeah,
we will provide services and products that people will want and use and enjoy.
Yeah, or products that we can con them into buying.
Yeah.
It's a wild, it is a wild thing.
You're right. It attracts very different kinds of people.
Well, that's the part that is so wild to me is like when I was growing up, it was like, oh, science and technology be like, I wouldn't like, maybe not synonymous, but close enough
They're like
to be like, oh
siblings
yeah,
almost.
like gadgets
One helps
and
the other.
gizmos and
I still think for a lot of people, like if you look at it from far enough away, that it still does look like that. What I'm worried about, and I think what you are right to identify here, is if these things get set up oppositionally, which it seems like some people now.
I would say that it feels like that's where we're.
People like want them to be set up oppositionally. So if enough
Actually,
people in the sort of technologist
like
world
people
are
use
saying,
tech
"Ugh,
and
the
then
science
distrust
people are
science
such
because the tech said
elitists
something
and they don't care
else."
about the actual impact in the world, and then the people in the science world are like, oh, those people, they're so reckless and they're so fast moving, and like they separate completely and start to be oppositional.
Yeah.
I think that this is happening, and I think it is very bad.
Well,
and you can identify some of these people saying things like Elon Musk recently, like, there's no such thing as an AI researcher. It's all engineers.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, you're saying that
Okay.
because you don't like research.
Yeah.
You don't like the way research works, which is about trying to figure out truths.
Yeah.
You just like doing.
An engineer uses truths and fact to build something from the laws that have been figured out by science. So if they try to go against the grain of each other, they will rip each other apart from the fucking ground up. It's like matter and antimatter. You keep them in balance and everything goes exactly how you need it to. The moment they touch each other, you're about to fucking explode.
Things.
Well, and also fundamentally, these CEOs posit themselves as a bunch of Tony Starks when what they are is salesmen.
Yeah.
You know, like
True.
These are more or less.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
every
the
salesman
idea
wants to be
of-
Tony
I just
Stark,
read
and I don't think
something-
Tony
I'd be
Stark
interested in
wants
your
to ever
info
be
take
a
on this.
salesman.
But I mean, it was a very
At least not like
compelling Bon
after
mot,
the
which was
first
someone basically
movie or
saying
two.
If they had a machine that could write blockbuster screenplays with pressing a button, they wouldn't be trying to sell it to you. And essentially, with the idea of whatever the larger thing is going on here is, it does feel like every day I open a news article and I see the one woman studying a type of frog that could maybe cure cancer has been stuffed into a rocket ship and fired into the sun by the current administration.
Wait, what? Dr. Helena Safavi is literally studying potential insulin treatments and cancer pain therapies from the geography cone snail. Oh, shit.
Meanwhile, a guy has come and said, I have a way for you to download my app to park your own car at your own house. And you go, that's hell. And he goes, no, it's a great innovation.
Yeah.
And you go, you are a con artist. You're twiddling your mustache right now.
I can
And
see your
because
villainous
the
smile.
people who are in academia are sort of like government funded, like there isn't a way to easily turn it into money, and the people who are in selling stuff are the richest people on earth.
Yeah.
Or who have ever existed on earth. In many ways, the most powerful people, I mean, I'd say.
Yeah. As a proportion of like individual wealth.
Yes. Well, it's a little hard because like there were times when kings were kings, you know, and there was like absolute power, divine right, and that kind of thing. But like the huge amount
Close
of
to
power,
it, at
huge amount of
least.
like ability to define what's real, you know, like that's like a lot of when people are like asking AI a question about like, is this real?
Yeah.
Like, what's the answer to this question? It's like the people who train those systems are kind of starting to define reality. And that's why
Yeah,
you see
and
like
that's
different
risky.
AI
That's
systems set up
dangerous.
differently to define reality differently, which is really scary. Already that was happening with the way that the algorithms feed us content. The level of power there means that group of people is going to have more access, going to have more influence, especially on politicians.
That makes a ton of sense. There's been a long argument on a moral level against the existence of billionaires, and I think there's actually more recently been a very different argument, which is basically the argument of like, hey, these guys are superhuman. Like on a level of the distribution of power, regardless of your moral measurement of these people, it would be like there's a kid that can blow up the world with his mind. You know, like
pretty much,
saying, you know, like what are we?
Is that good?
Can we?
Why did that
and
happen?
again, I'm not saying
why
that
is this
it's like,
allowed?
should that type of power be concentrated in a single individual? It's a great. I think like Sam Sater had a great thing that he talked about, essentially being like, you know, even the well-meaning. It's like back in the '90s, like Bill and Melinda Gates. It's like, oh,
the Twilight Zone episode that first explored it is called "It's a Good Life," and in it, an entire town has to cater to the whims of a 6-year-old child, lest he have a tantrum and erase them from existence. Yeah, literally. It's unbelievable the level of like craziness that can be done by a person who could have a mental breakdown tomorrow and like end an entire civilization off the map. Like that is insanity to me. Why is this allowed?
oh, we're going to change how the United States education system works. And you go, is that your call?
Do you know that?
Do you know
more
that?
than other people? Like,
And
is that your expertise?
Is that your expertise? But it's like, for a billionaire, it gets to be, because they have
Yeah.
the power to make it so.
That's the sad
and I
part.
think that's
because, yeah, that's very, very wrong. Like, something that I have thoroughly stated is people should not have power over something unless they themselves are constantly under scrutiny and or effect of that thing. Because if they want control of something that doesn't affect them, they can change anything to visually appeal what they want, but they don't change the stuff that needs to be changed. They change it to what they want, not what it needs to be for all the people involved in it. And that is bad for everyone.
Wrong.
So what this question clarified for me is that it's actually very important to try and bridge this gap, to have people who are in academia thinking about and doing stuff with the engineers, to have the engineers thinking about and building bridges with the academia, or else if these things are set up oppositionally, it makes no sense to set them up oppositionally.
Yeah.
It's like very, very good for these things to work in concert with each other, especially because if you don't put science as part of it, it is so easy to just blunder straight forward into massive mistakes.
Well, that's the thing, is that the technology is not necessarily...
Bruh. Are we for real right now? God fucking damn it. Well, that just happened. Shit. Okay, hold on. I gotta do something. Save. Something tells me maybe we don't watch the rest of that. Maybe just for good measure.